All right. 5 minutes prior to actual start. We're on starting soon screen. Mark.
Excellent. We are. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone on planet Earth. My name's Bill. I'm here with my co-host.
You said it was John
Steve.
a second ago.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
that's
Bart.
right. I can't.
Not sure what happened.
Change in the space-time continuum, I think.
I think you're right, though. I think I do get nervous. Like right now, I feel nervous.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be nervous with all the podcasts I've done. I think it's just knowing that it's going out to the No Agenda stream is what makes me nervous. Because YouTube, I'm not nervous about, but I don't know anything about the No Agenda stream.
Maybe you want to impress me. Maybe you're not
No, not at all, man. I know I'm already impressing you. Not worried about it. The fact that I'm still here after the 6th show must be pretty impressive to you.
Dude, I'm gushing.
Oh, man.
Well, let's see. Before I still have 3 minutes, and I need to figure out how to. I should.
Did you hear that?
Gorgeous. Yeah, yeah, of course.
I had a drum kit up earlier, but I can't figure out how to get the drum kit back. I don't know what I'm doing.
As for me, I need to. Here we go. Okay. Copy this.
Oh, I gotta get my notepad, don't I?
markandgeorgeshow.com/streamworks.
Actually, I'm gonna type my notes.
People want to join us on Discord. That's also possible.
Oh yeah, let's pop the Discord.
They can go to markandgeorgeshow.com.
Actually,
Discord.
They could join us on Discord, but I wouldn't be able to see it because your camera is coming from Discord. Does that make sense? I wouldn't be able to. I don't think I can have your camera on one screen.
Switch to the chat. Oh, you can. You can open another Discord in your browser.
Ooh, nasty.
Browser.
All right. Let me see. How do I do that?
You just go to discordapp.com and log in with your Discord credentials.
All right. Let me do that.
So, this is the wrong channel. This is my YouTube. I also have a YouTube.
We have 2 minutes before we start, by the way.
Yeah, I just need to get I need to get this.
I don't even know my username for Discord. What the heck?
Copy link. Well, doesn't it work with LastPass or something?
Yeah, LastPass wasn't logged in, it looks like. Come on.
LastPass.
Give me the username, please.
LastPass. Number 6 is today's episode. So let me just correct that here. And tweet and boost, toot, whatever. All right.
Apparently, I can't have an @ in my username, but
no, you don't. You can use your email address though.
I know, but think of what you just said. Apparently, I can't have a @ in my username, but you can use your email address, which is having an @ in there.
The thing you are sending me is blinking gray and then showing me the normal screen. It's a bit weird.
That just could be a problem with I don't know.
Join us again next week when George will use Discord on his browser as well.
I'm trying. I can't get in.
This Friday. No. I was giving you time until Friday. I mean, why not, right?
No, when I try to log in, it says I can't use @ as my username, so I don't understand what it wants me to do. See if
email address is what works for me.
Yes, I know, but it thinks I'm using a new account now that I've done this methodology. It thinks I'm Yes Japan. And I cannot for the life of me figure out how I log out of this thing.
You go to the settings.
Okay, I go to the settings.
And there's a logout button.
And I delete account. How about that? Let's delete this account.
You could do that, but it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to join on the Discord then. Just FYI. Because your camera is how we're doing it. All right, let's go ahead and... hang on. I can't even start the show. Oh, you know what? We were already streaming. I forgot we were already streaming anyway. We already had started. We just hadn't started officially. All right, it's 12 o'clock. What you got to do?
All units proceed to your post assignments. All units proceed to your post assignments. van Dijk. Mark and George Show.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Mark and George Show. My name is Mark van Dijk. Today is Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. And I'm joined by my co-host, George Trombley.
I am here.
How you doing, George?
I'm doing good. I'm a little bit still trying to get over the panic of maybe Mark isn't going to be here today.
Yeah, I spooked you.
You did.
I had you spooked.
We normally talk about 2 hours before, and we're prepping and everything, but there was no Mark. I was prepared to go with just the George Show.
Yeah.
I was.
There was no... Well, Mark was here, but I was in a different universe. I was sleeping.
Yeah, you were
I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Yeah, my son, Steven, I like to talk about him every show, so this show will be no different. He got an ear infection and got ill. So, yeah, you know, when he's ill, he depends on us a little bit more.
You don't say.
I was totally sleepy today.
There's a word in Japanese for parents that talk about their children a lot. Do you know the word? I know you're studying Japanese.
Obsessed do.
No, it's oya baka. Oya baka.
Crazy parent.
Just yeah, like parent stupid. And I of course was told that a lot when I was raising my daughters. I'm not a fan of these. You know these people on Facebook that they don't have their own photo, but they have the picture of their baby, and all they talk about is their baby.
Well, yeah, I never ever post photos from him.
I believe that though. That's because your wife has told you not to.
No. I'm a system administrator. I know what happens with stuff that you put online. You never get.
True.
You never lose it anywhere.
Isn't that funny how people are just crazy about that? Like they can get obsessed over a 3-year-old baby or something like that. I don't get that whole.
Yeah, about somebody else's kid is even stranger. I mean, for me,
I didn't mean it. Yeah, I was talking more like. Never mind.
Oh, you mean like parents who just go mad? It's usually mothers, but sometimes also. I don't like it when people post their own baby pictures as their avatar.
Oh yeah, and it's
so
worse.
cringy.
Like I teach Japanese, so a lot of people have anime characters as their avatar, and it's like, can you be a real human being for a moment?
Yeah, I'm also not a fan of that. It's nice that you like,
I mean, I get it. You don't have confidence in how you look, and you got to do something, I guess, But if you're a guy,
fine.
I'll go up and someone will, try to friend me, and their name is like Sasuke Yoshida. It's like your name is not Sasuke Yoshida, and you click, and it's like some obvious like Japanese model girl. It's not a real.
Well, it's because, Japan sometimes it feels like also a different universe. So you want to find a name that fits that universe. So there's different ways of doing that. Making your own name in kanji is another one. Yeah.
Now, when I go to Korea, I have a lot of Koreans. They'll introduce themselves to me, and they'll tell me their American name, like, "Hi, I'm Stella." Like, your name is not Stella. You are not Stella, and you're not Georgia. And they're using these old names, names that we haven't used in 50 years in America. And like, yeah, well, my name is Gene. Yeah, I'm Gene. My friend tells everyone his name is Ji-Yu Suk.
Ji-Yu?
Which is actually a name that would work in Korean. Ji-Yu Suk.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's never heard of it before, so
suck.
My brain has no...
You suck. You
suck. No way. It's like
you suck. And they don't get it because it sounds like a real Korean name.
Okay, that's pretty fun.
All right.
That's funny.
What's your Dutch name, Mark? Do you have a Dutch name? Is there such a thing? Or is Mark an actual Dutch name?
They just pronounce it differently.
How do they pronounce it?
Usually they say Mark.
I was going to do that. I was going to just throw a little bit of like
hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. Yeah. But some people say Mark. Hey, Mark. Yeah, I say Mark. My name's Mark. I never say Mark. Hey, my name is Mark.
I mean, you say that when you're speaking in Dutch, you say my name is Mark, like that?
Yeah, Mark. Hey,
no, do the whole thing in Dutch, though, for me.
Wait, Mark.
That's how you do it?
Hoi. Hey, Mark. Aangenaam. Yeah, that's how I do it.
All right.
Aangenaam. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, that was excellent.
That's it.
I learned a lot today. You've been listening to Dutch from Zero with Mach.
So, how about that one, huh?
It's a good transitional one for sure.
Yeah, okay. So this is what I've been doing all day. I've been
You get the most
collecting,
improved soundboard technician award.
I probably will by the end of the show. Yeah.
It's nice.
I mean, it's I spend all day just finding stuff that we can use in the show. Most of it is too short to talk over. I just chose one that was a little bit longer. But this is the one thing I could do with Steven sitting on my lap feeling crappy. So, yeah, I spent all day.
Do you mean you were feeling crappy or Steven's feeling crappy like he's got a crap in his diaper? Crappy.
Oh, well, as soon as that happens, I'm very happy that my cold is over so I can smell it again.
Oh, God. Why would you want to smell that?
Well, so that I can instantly change him, of course.
Oh, I see. Have you heard this research that if you smell farts a lot, you have a lower chance of getting Alzheimer's? There's something about the methane gas.
Oh, really?
My wife was very happy to hear this.
Because
Since she farts all the time. Just saying. Just throwing that
and
out.
you can always smell it or something.
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
My wife has this thing where she, the moment she gets in the car, she feels like I need to fart. And
This is a
my
bit like
argument
smoking.
my argument is, why did you wait to get into the car when there's
It's like
nowhere for me
smoking.
to run? Is it like
Yeah.
smoking? You want to smoke when you get in the car?
Yeah, that's the first thing you want to do when you get in the car. Is like,
don't
oh my
smoke,
god,
do
I
you?
cannot wait. Well, no, not anymore, but I used to.
Thank
I
you.
used to.
Thank universe.
And sometimes I still do. When I get really, really, really stressed, I sometimes buy a pack of cigarettes.
Do you see this news
And I smoke
article
like
of
one.
yet another news article of a man dying because his vape blew up in his face?
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's actually a pretty common thing that's been happening. Let me just
Exploding vaporizers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Vape explodes in face. Let's go ahead and just I hadn't prepared that one. This is the music that we use for vape floating. Fort Worth man dies after vape pen explodes in face.
Jesus.
Yep.
How to lose your
This
customers.
was yesterday. 24-year-old man died Actually, he died last month, apparently. Not sure why this
It's
is
hard
making
for me
news
to
yesterday.
believe.
Could you imagine
because because there are a couple of reasons why this is making the news today. One of them is that the tobacco companies are probably trying to get these things in the news so that there will be a ban on vaping.
You're confused, actually. A lot of the tobacco companies have purchased these vape companies. It's the other way around. They don't
have?
want these news. Yeah. Let me just see if I can even find that. Vape companies are being purchased.
I also think most of the time when stuff like this happens, people are tinkering with their vapor, like changing batteries, or it's not just a factory default.
But should
vaping thing.
should that be a thing? Like
Should what be a thing?
just changing your battery shouldn't. Could you imagine if you changed the battery on your phone and it exploded? I mean, remember when the
no,
Samsung
but
phones were
it's a
exploding?
totally different battery thing. I mean, I also I read or heard of an research that came out that says that the best way, the most effective way to quit smoking is to use a vaporizer.
I read that exact
which I
same
also
article.
did, by the way. Yeah, it worked for me.
So this is news from
Because I
December
had
20th.
the liquid,
Go ahead.
and I just decreased the amount of nicotine in the liquid. So by the time I got to zero nicotine, and it was just all vaping stuff, I was thinking, what the hell am I smoking? I don't get anything out of this. I bought like 4 of those bottles with fluid in it.
And who was
and I
the
thought-
manufacturer of the vape that you had purchased? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Was it Juul, perhaps?
No.
Well, Juul is one of the largest, and this is a news article. How's that for a segue? December 20th, 2018, Big Tobacco just spent $12.8 billion to get a taste of Juul. So Altria, a giant in the world of tobacco conglomerates, just spent $12.8 billion to purchase a 35% minority stake of Juul. Wow, that means that Juul is valued at over 30 billion, almost actually over 40 billion.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm doing my math wrong. Over 30 billion. That's crazy. Oh, here it is, 38 billion. That's crazy.
So maybe in that case, the tobacco, I mean, those companies are losing customers if it's the most effective way to quit smoking.
Sure. But a lot of people are vaping just because they like to vape. Nothing to do with trying to quit. I think it's interesting though.
Well, is it? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think it's interesting that the first thing you jumped to was that if there's a story about a man having a vape explode in his face, that it must be the tobacco industry putting it out there to prevent people from vaping. Seems like
actually the first thing on my brain
on your end.
Well, the first thing on my
Sometimes it's just news, Mark. Sometimes it's just it actually happened. Let's put it out there.
Oh no, the thing explodes. I know, but that wasn't why. But I was going to why is journalism this bad? Was where my brain was going, because the story was picked up yesterday, but the story is actually a lot older. So there is a reason why.
I do agree with that. I agree. That is kind of weird. And even I was like, wait a minute, this is a month-old story. Why is it now all of a sudden coming out? Yeah. That does lead to your theory that maybe someone wants it out there. Interesting.
Who knows? It could be. You never know. On the No Agenda, on the Mark and George show.
No Agenda? What the hell just happened?
No Agenda stream?
We are not No Agenda. What the hell just happened?
We are not. That was weird. You never know.
No, that wasn't weird.
On the Mark and George show.
That was projection on your part.
There was something, maybe I have too much No Agenda on my mind. That could be. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Can't wait to see the comments on this show. All right. So I have, so I've kind of organized some notes about what I want to talk today. Do you mind if I just get right into it here?
No, sir.
All right.
Go
so
right
this
ahead.
Is we are only on our sixth show.
Stand in the corner in shame.
Oh, come on now. You're part of the discussion. It's the Mark and George show. Every now and then, I'm going to have a story. Every now and then, you're going to have a story. It's totally fine. So this is part of a, as we're working through figuring out, well, what is the Mark and George show? What's our format? We have no fucking clue, obviously. But here is one that I think would be something that we're going to call the gray zone.
The gray zone?
Yes.
I mean, I have tunes for everything.
You have a gray zone tune already? You're looking for it. I can see you looking for it. So let me explain the gray zone before you play the tune, and everyone can tell us if it actually works. Because it could be this. No, that wouldn't work, huh?
No,
that's
not
something
really.
I just played. So what the gray zone is, it's news that you listen to and go. Thanks for interrupting the explanation of what the gray zone was. If you don't stop it, I will talk about sex robots.
Okay.
I don't. This is not a threat.
Tune for that.
This is a promise.
I am ready.
You ready?
I am ready.
I want to hear the sex robot.
Talk about sex robots, or are they love robots? Because for some, there's no difference.
Actually, you know what? I think you just gave me a really good idea. They'd be called companion robots, wouldn't they?
Companions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Woo. Okay, so the gray zone is news that you hear and you go, you know what?
That
sounds
colorful.
right. No, that sounds right.
Oh.
It's a black and white issue. Not black people, white people, but it's a pretty straightforward issue. Then you go look at the news and you're like, wait a minute, I kind of don't know how I feel about this. So I'm gonna play this.
We need a very easy example.
I'm gonna give you a really easy example to start off with. Here we go. Okay. I don't know if this clip starts in the right spot, but here we go.
Saying the passengers on her right and left are overweight and she can't take it.
I don't know how I'm going to do this the next 4 hours. It's just impossible because they're squishing me.
It happened January 2nd on a United Airlines flight from Las Vegas to Newark. The unidentified woman openly fat-shaming the passengers sitting on either side of her.
I can't breathe.
Openly.
Squished.
And then cruelly joking.
But at least they'll keep me warm.
Norma Rogers of Plainfield, New Jersey.
So this like
at least I'm being warm.
So at first it was just like casual, like she's on the phone talking to somebody and she's talking about.
I see.
She's surrounded by two really fat people, and I understand what the fat people did on the plane was they got the aisle and they got the window and they're hoping that no one takes the middle. I book flights like this all the time, right? Now, here's the problem.
So this is 3 chairs in the middle?
This is Yeah. Well, it's a 3-chair configuration. There's an aisle, a middle, and a window.
Yeah.
And it's two. I'm surprised they didn't make it a racist thing because they're all
or something.
No, well, I don't. It's probably a 3-3 airplane. Is that a? Hang on, let me find out what kind of a flight it was here for you. It's a 737. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of. Does it? It seems to matter to you.
But it's interesting because I wonder, do they? But it's also possible that in the middle there are 5 chairs, so that
No, it's not. Normally, those are reserved for international or cross-country flights.
I see. Yes.
No, it's.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's the important part of the story.
I have an international mindset here. I never think about domestic flights.
Yeah. This was apparently Vegas to New Jersey, which normally wouldn't be such a huge 747 style aircraft. Anyway,
so the lady was sandwiched.
The lady was sandwiched in between a 3-seat configuration. Now, at first you're like,
and we were talking about obese people.
Oh yeah, they were definitely obese. They definitely. And if you've ever have you been on an airplane sitting next to a fat person?
No, I sat in between 2 drunks though, but that's a different story. I'll
All right,
share
so
it
if you
someday.
sit next to a fat person on an airplane, they really take over the space. Their fat bulges into your area, and you can't even. There is, sometimes there's a fight for the armchair. Whoever gets there, you can't even fight because their fat is literally covering up the armchair. They're in an impossible position. I feel sad for
lady,
them.
Can you play the clip again?
You're asking for really complicated things. Here, let me try
Registered nurse
I'm sorry.
saying the and sitting in the middle seat on a commercial airline begins complaining loudly on her cell phone, saying the passengers on her right and left are overweight and she can't take it.
I don't know how I'm going to do this the next 4 hours. It's just impossible because they're squishing me.
It happened January 2nd on a United Airlines flight from Las Vegas to Newark. The unidentified woman openly fat-shaming the passengers sitting on either side of her.
I can't breathe. I'm just so squished.
And then cruelly joking.
But at least they'll keep me warm.
that doesn't sound like a cruel joke.
Well,
that didn't sound like a cruel.
No, well,
Here, wait,
warm.
Let me get to
I
the
think
gray zone. Can I get to the gray zone of this?
Yes.
So the media, of course, is saying, "Oh my God, fat shaming is such a bad thing." And
of course,
honestly, I want to know: is it really such a bad thing? Maybe people need to stop eating. And what makes it gray zone for me is, yes, I don't think you should be such a cruel human being like that, right?
Yeah.
But the clip, if you go watch it, this particular clip was from CBSLocal.com. The entire time she's shooting the video, the lady next to her is eating. The plane has not yet taken off. Her mouth is chomping on food
already,
the entire time. And it's basically like, why am I fat? I'm literally eating every moment of the day.
The only thing I think is really, what makes it nasty for me is that it sounded like the lady is not talking to those people directly, but is talking about them to someone else.
And they're listening to her.
And that's really... you can just talk to someone like, I'm sorry, but you're squishing me. Could you please not squish me so much?
How do you feel
or,
about...
hey, what are you eating?
There were stories...
I don't know, but...
There were stories back in the day where airlines might force someone to purchase 2 seats and what like that, but I guess that got...
Yeah.
That's no longer an option. But what do you think about that if someone's encroaching on your space? Now, I honestly, I don't care about the circumstances about how someone got fat. Your life is not going to be, you could have a thyroid issue, so maybe it's a health issue, but it's still the fact of the matter, you are taking up someone's seat.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I mean, do you think that maybe they should be required to purchase
why
that
am I
middle
only
seat?
allowed to bring 1 suitcase while somebody else is allowed to bring extra 2 suitcases in body fat? Think about that one, huh?
In their ass.
Yeah. I mean, that's just despicable. Honestly, I'm an easy guy. I'm also a guy.
Oh man, hang on. You just I don't know what happened. Your internet dropped for a second there. Say it again.
Could be.
Just for the YouTube people.
Hey, YouTubers.
Sorry to
Mark.
make you say it
I'm
again.
a skinny guy, and I'm also a pretty easy guy. I would just...
That's what all the girls say.
Suffer. I would just suffer, probably. I'm sorry?
No, I was just saying that's what all the girls say. You're easy too.
They do. Hey, ladies.
Mark, when you didn't come in earlier, I just want to. I'm gonna have to. Something happened. I didn't realize I was in the general Discord. Can you scroll up in the general Discord and see what happened earlier today? It starts with, I'm prepared to do a show without Mark. Or it said something like, we have a show today. See if you can find
Wait, are we done with this, with the topic?
Oh, did you want to keep talking about it? I didn't know what else to say about fat. No, the gray zone is going to still keep going. But what just happened right now made me think of something else. Do you want to...
Write that down.
That lady got
later.
That lady got kicked off the plane.
Because I feel that there's more that we can squish out of this one.
Yeah?
You know? So, I mean, I'm easy. I suffer. I take it in because I think, well, there's not an acute thing people can do to stop being fat, so I'll just have to deal with this. I can tell you my story about what happened to me when I went to the United States in 2006.
Oh, God, I feel bad for you.
When I flew home from the United States back to the Netherlands, where I live, I was sitting in the middle between two retired people who were, I think they were drunk. I think that they went to the bathroom every 15 minutes to drink, although I don't have proof. And they had a story about that. They both worked for NASA in a very high up place at NASA or something having to do with picture. Like you watch the pictures and you say, well, we can release this one, but we cannot release that one.
Oh, okay.
They said that they were picture sensors, essentially.
Okay.
But, So the annoying thing was that they had to pass me like every 15 minutes to go to the bathroom. And that was really annoying. That was that was my first negative experience with Americans, because you guys, you're all so friendly. And some people call it fake friendliness, but actually I disagree. It's just... everybody, it feels like if you are, especially if you're a tourist and people are very welcoming, it feels like everyone gets a chance, to prove themselves before being regarded as an asshole. And that was the first time I thought, well, these people are really inconsiderate of me and the fact that this is a 13-hour flight and I would like to get some sleep here. So eventually my grandparents and I rotated seats so that I could sleep. But, yeah.
Oh, that sucks. When I go on an airplane, my number one desire is, please let a cute girl sit next to me. Always is my desire.
Of course.
Keep in mind, I travel alone. My wife.
I'm not just one of those cute girls who just stares at her shoes.
I haven't had one. It's only happened to me once. I was coming back from Korea, and a really cute Korean girl sat next to me, and it actually was great. She taught me how to play Sudoku. We had a really great flight. Nice. And I ended up giving her a ride to her hotel because she was woefully unprepared to be in America. She was staying in this most sketch place on the Strip. And I was like, if you have a moment, you should consider changing your hotel because this area is really dangerous. Like this type of hotel is where people come to have 2 hours of sex and leave. This is not a proper location for a girl. Like I think she was like 20 years old, like just really innocent, and she was going to walk everywhere.
Maybe you don't want to know this side about people.
What do you mean? You think she was doing that on purpose?
No. I'm saying that maybe she should not be confronted with this side of...
Oh.
I mean, if she's, really nice.
She probably came up with...
You kind of want to preserve that.
Yeah, she had this idealized image of what America is, and then she's going to step out of her hotel and there's going to be drug dealers on the street. I mean, it's literally the worst place you could have a hotel in Las Vegas. But at least I got to learn Sudoku from a cute Korean girl the whole flight. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I went to Vegas, but I also went to San Francisco. And between the two, I would rather be in Vegas, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
San Francisco, even in 2006, wasn't very nice. People, trying to get me to, just approaching me, doing tricks and trying to get you to pay up.
Yeah.
And I fell for it because I was young. So this guy was doing a shoe polish trick. Maybe some people know of it.
No, I don't know this one.
Every time he starts and he makes a comment about your shoes and you reply, and then he has a witty response to that, and then he goes on. It's a little bit, just a quick talker. But by the end of it, he had done his whole thing, and I was like, oh my God, it was fantastic. I'll pay you, no problem. You did a nice thing, so why not? And he said, that's $30 per shoe.
Per shoe.
I said $30 per shoe, and it felt like when I said, "No way, man, I'm giving you 15 for both." That's what I said.
Right.
I didn't know, man. And
He did that. He did that
in
ancient.
hindsight.
He did that ancient technique of giving such a high number that 15 felt reasonable when 15 was also completely unreasonable.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, $15. I mean, you did bend over and polish my shoe, so okay, I'll give you 15. But it felt like he was really, really, really pissed off. I mean, to the point where he gave me, the eye, the
stink
eye
eye
of the stink eye.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And so he said he wanted to disagree with me, but then his friend or something at the end of the street started calling him, so he had to go. So he was like, okay, I'll just take it. But it feels to me like if it wasn't for that guy who was standing in the street, that dangerous situation could have taken place, because he did not agree with me just offering 15. He wanted 30. He wanted $60, 30
That's
per shoe.
You could buy new shoes with that kind of money.
Yeah, probably what he wanted.
I was in New York when I think I was like 20 or 21, and they were doing the I don't know what they actually call it, where they've got 3 like cups, and they have something underneath the cup. It was money, and
yeah, we call it a bulletje, but instead of with a ball, it's with money.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea what it's called, but basically, I was watching a guy do it, and I was like, and the guy won. When I only know after that guy was completely a plant. Like he was winning on purpose. And I thought, oh, this is easy. But then the guy lost the second one, right? He lost the second round, and I was like, oh no, I could have won that. And he was like, yo, you want to do it? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, $20, damn straight, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win. And of course, I lost because it was all sleight of hand, and I completely lost. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, let's see. You wanted me to do something in the Discord. Before that, I've got some good news, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting to become closer to becoming a real podcast here.
I would disagree. I think adding this. I think that our soundboard needs work.
Why?
Cups and balls. That's what it's called, by the way. Cups and balls.
Yeah. Okay. Cups and balls.
There was another thing.
Why does our soundboard?
It just seems out of touch with reality.
Of course. There was
another
if
time.
I aim for perfection, I will always miss. So it's better to just make it as bad as possible.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So I can just do this every now and
then.
Is that cool?
You must.
Is that too loud? I feel like it was too loud.
No, it's fine.
Right.
It's fine. Discord. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go.
Well, hang on. Give me a second.
Okay.
I thought I had another thing that happened to me in LA that I was going to bring up. Oh, this is the kind of thing that happens in LA. If you're near the, have you been to LA and the Chinese theater in Hollywood?
No, don't think so.
So there's a lot of like hip guys out there, and they're all like, you'll be walking and they'll say, oh, yo, man, I just made this CD. I'm just giving it out free so anyone can just, and he hands the CDs. I just want everyone to take a listen. And so you take it and you go, oh, thanks. And you're thinking, oh, that's cool. I'd like to hear a new up and coming hip hop guy, and he's like, $15.
This is
$15.
A plot in Mr. Robot.
Is it?
I think.
Oh, it's you know what? If it is, it's because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like they give it to you, and I don't even think they say I don't think they say it's for free. I think what they do is say, "Hey, man," and they like hand it to you, and you're like, your instinct as a human is to hold it, and they're like $15. You're like, no, for free I will take it, and I will comment on your Facebook, but I will not pay you $15. I wouldn't even buy the latest Guns N' Roses for $15. Actually, all right. So that's all I had left on.
So that happens a lot. This is interesting.
Well, it's happened. I mean, no, it's happened to me once. But now I know to avoid it. I don't even. Yeah. They're always trying to hand you stuff
Yeah, I'm very well trained because people are always standing here in the shopping. I mean, we call it the city. The city.
Anyone that approaches you on the street, that you don't know,
I'm very
and they just want to talk for a second, it's bullshit.
I never ever accept that when people approach me and want to talk about something. I'm always so closed, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's just I give them one look that says no, and then if they keep going on, it almost never happens that they keep going on. But I'm the most unapproachable guy on the street if people don't know me. So I'm well trained for that. And if people want to hand me stuff, I don't even have that reflex anymore where you automatically put your hand up, to take something from them.
Well, have you been? I can't remember. Did you say you had been to Japan before?
No.
Now, because in Japan, they will hand you things that are valuable, and I actually look for people handing out these things to take them, because one really popular form.
Different topic, yeah.
What'd you say?
If it's valuable, then that's a different thing.
Right. Well, I was getting ready to tell you what it was. I'm not sure if you really want to know, though.
Of course.
All right. It's tissues.
You hate it when I interrupt you. Right?
I do.
I'm sorry.
Always I'm gonna give you a spot where you can talk. I'll pause, but I understand. I gotta get used to your flow.
Maybe you need to
see. I paused there on purpose.
Beep button. Maybe you need to have a beep button. That's my cue. So. Valuable things, George.
No, anyway, yeah. So they'll hand you. So what the Japanese do, which is really a kind of a cool novel idea, is they'll put advertisements on the packaging of tissues. So normally if someone gives you an advertisement, you throw it away.
Yeah.
I paused for you. But if it's if it's tissues.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can do that. Hang on. All right, too much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Japan segment.
That's a very Chinese sounding thing. All right. Anyway, so you'll put that in your pocket, especially in Tokyo where not all toilets have toilet paper, where you have to go in with your own tissue. It's kind of nice to have. So. There, that's something you would want to take.
Sorry, I stopped.
You stopped listening?
You want to take? No. I was waiting for my cue.
Oh, hang on. Wait, hang on. You know what we should introduce? When I'm done talking, I'll just go stop. So today, in Japan, you get tissues handed to you. Stop.
You do? Over. Come in, George.
Oh my God. Oh, was that my cue? Nice.
Yes. Over.
This does remind me of one thing. There was one time. So a lot of times they won't hand you tissues, and I figured out later on it was because they were told as tissue hander-outers to hand it to women, because that was what
tissue hander-outers.
Yes, I don't have a job, so I'm not sure what it's called.
I like it. No, yeah. I like it.
So and I always thought, well, it's because I'm a foreigner and they're being racist, so I'm going to show them. And this one particular person, I walked by like 3 times trying to get tissues, and they didn't hand it to me. And when I eventually got them to hand me, like I literally just stuck my hand out and walked right up to them. They gave me the tissue. It was an advertisement for some sort of prostitution, but it was for the girl to do the job. So it was like, don't need to use your mouth, just your hands. It was that kind of a thing on the tissue. And I was like, what?
Really?
Earn 5,000 yen an hour, which is like $50. And I was like, this is a damn good job. And I feel like if they're going to only offer this to girls, this is definitely sexism.
But effective.
Thank you. That was the end of the joke.
And guys, yeah. No, I keep responding in the same way I normally do. I just push my mute button. So I keep saying, yeah, but I push my mute button.
This is a good way to segue into what happened on Discord this morning. Could you go ahead and, if you can find it.
Play the Discord tune. Discord on the Mark and George Show. So what do I need to find?
For those of you that don't know, Discord is a chatting program used among gamers, but we are using it for our show. It's interesting that their marketing is all about people that play games, but it's such a great program that we're using it for the Mark and
Yeah.
George show. And you can go to how can they get to our Discord and join the discussion, Mark?
You open your browser
Mhm.
and you go to markandgeorgeshow.com/discord. And it will just bring you over to our server. Maybe you need to register first, but believe me, it's worth it. Because it's not just us on there. But George has like 5 channels. So you can always find George
Well,
on any of...
I'm not sure how important that is that you come visit me. Mark's the big star of the show.
No, I'm not. I'm just a guy with a podcast, man. I mean, the nice thing is, I think of this. There will be a day in the near future when people start asking my son, "What does your father do?" And now he can say, "Well, he's a radio broadcaster."
I think before, what was he saying? He's a bum? Was that what he was saying before?
System administrator, like IT nerd.
I'm sorry, that's right. I always forget. Actually, probably what your son was saying was because he wasn't probably speaking last year too much.
Yeah, no, he was talking as soon as he came out, pretty much.
Oh wow.
He was very early when he started talking. Of course, not from the first day, but yeah, I think 6 months was when he started.
Were you there for the birth?
Oh yeah, no, I was the guy who I touched him first.
So I touched my daughter first, also.
Beautiful moments.
Nothing really
for
compares
the world
to that. Am I right?
Yes, it was such a special experience. Also because, basically it was just my girlfriend and I did it, together. There were people there. They kind of...
Yeah, you did it together. It makes a lot of... it's how you have a baby. You have to do it, right?
No. There are many fathers who just, they have to take a few steps back. But with me, I was just coaching my girlfriend.
Oh, no, I was... Yeah, you got to be there for that. That's like the one in a lifetime moment.
Yeah, and I was really coaching her, trying to guide her. But it was really something we did together.
Did you videotape
And of course,
it?
No. It's I videotaped it by memory, but not.
Oh.
I'm not the kind of person who takes out his phone and starts recording at inappropriate times. And I think having a child is a really inappropriate moment for a camera, honestly.
I don't disagree, considering I did record the second one, and it's not like the prettiest of videos.
No, it takes you out of the magic moment.
No, it was magic. It's just that it's kind of disgusting. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful and all. But
yeah, in your memory, you got to filter out those moments. But it's just something that, it's pretty much like a wound that heals. So of course, wounds are never nice to look at. But it's not about that. It's just about having that purple sausage in your arms that slowly colors to pink.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of talking about it. Yeah, purple sausage.
Yeah, because it was. I saw those arms and I was like, "Hey, this doesn't look really different from a sausage you can buy."
You're right.
at the
Yeah, because it's kind of
supermarket.
like they got that white afterbirth.
It's pudgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
no, go ahead.
And then they start breathing. Oh man, it was special moment. Very, very important to.
When my daughter
to be
came
there.
out, her head had come out like half, and they her eyes opened up when they showed when he showed me her face. Her eyes were like open. She was like looking around, and I'm like, she hasn't even breathed yet, and she's looking around trying to figure out what's happening.
No, totally different experience for me.
And then they popped her out. My wife, unfortunately, was ripped pretty bad, so they had to immediately take her to surgery. So they just handed me the baby. They're like, "Here, you take this." And I was like, "Oh." Like they wrapped her up in a blanket. And I was like, I don't know what to do.
No, I actually, it was a very, he didn't want to come out, but the first thing I noticed from my son was his big frown. It was all frown and almost no eyes. And it stayed like that for a good, maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, come on.
No,
You'd
I
feel that way too if you just came out of the warmest, greatest place on earth.
The first thing I thought was, this is my son, because I'm also able to, look really, really frowny.
Oh yeah. We have a frown too in our family. We call it the Trombley frown.
Yeah, there you go.
How scared were you when, like, I remember when we got it, when after it was like we were in the hospital one day, and the very next day, the only thing they did in America, at least at that time, I don't know what they do now, but they said, "Do you have a car seat?" I'm like, "Yep, here it is." And they showed, "Okay, good." And they wheelchaired my wife to the exit, basically dumped her out, said, "Okay, good
Adios.
luck." And then I just like I put the baby in the car seat, and I'm driving down the highway, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is all we get? Like, I'm now in charge of this life."
Yeah.
I have no
weird,
idea
right?
what I'm doing.
Strange moment. Yeah.
Scary, right?
Yeah, you don't really know what you're dealing with. There's just, there's a change, and you're like, okay, I should feel different, but you're mostly just still stunned.
You're
because
numb.
You're numb.
They don't
And
even
of course,
give you an
lack of
instruction
sleep
manual. There's no manual that says,
Well, here, I don't know how it's over there, but over here you get a week of somebody comes to your house for a week to take care of the mother and child.
oh
Yeah.
my God, you must, no, America
I
does
don't-
not care about the baby. Once it's out of the womb, you're done.
No,
You're
this
done.
this is care for mother and child. It was the most annoying week of my life because I wanted to be there, but all the time there was like this invader in my house. Somebody with
What do you mean you
their
wanted
own,
to be there?
know-
You weren't there?
No, but I mean I was suddenly one position reduced because there was
the baby
this,
was more important.
professional who was And
Oh,
of
yeah,
course
that's right.
the
I'm
baby's
sorry.
more-
I forgot that someone else was in your house.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, okay.
So for that week, with the other person being in the house, taking care of mother and child, and
Right.
giving instructions and showing mother how to bathe the baby and stuff like that, I was like, well, first of all, hey man, I also want to see this. I also want to do this. And secondly, why is this person in my house? Just go away, let me do it. But it's very important for my girlfriend that to have somebody around who knows stuff, because she's still dazed and confused from the delivery.
Well, see, in
So
America, oh, sorry, I went really loud for a second.
No, it's fine. I took a step back and I realized, well, probably it's good if I take a step back for the coming 6 weeks or 8 weeks, because, it's pretty much like, emotionally, it feels for her, it felt like her child was just amputated from her body, which pretty much is what a delivery is. It's an amputation.
It's true, they cut
You
her
get
out.
this-
They cut out the baby.
yeah, and then the relationship it morphs into something else. But I was like, okay, emotionally, just it's okay if I could sit outside just with a gun, protecting my family, and everything is safe inside. Of course, we're not allowed to have guns here, but that's how I felt. Like, yeah, just give me a warm blanket, set me outside, give me a gun, I'll protect these, and they can, get used to this situation together. But I was okay with not really interacting much until.
Well, see, for us,
later.
because we don't have this perfect society that you have in the Netherlands, where you have someone actually come training you and showing you. It was just us, and my wife had been basically had been sewed up because of the ripping, so she was in a lot of pain. So for the first, I think, week or two, really?
Sorry.
Hang on.
No, sorry.
Keep going. Seriously, worst soundboard mistake ever.
Your wife was
My touching
sewed
moment
up.
gone. My touching moment's
Go ahead.
gone.
Go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm done.
I
I'm done.
apologize.
I'm done.
There was a little bit of dust.
You weren't even
on the
listening.
button.
You weren't even listening. You just
Yes, I was.
Your sound machine was so much more important.
No.
In other
I-
news,
I was listening.
Star Trek Discovery. Seriously, I don't know what to do now. You have a topic?
You continue your story.
No, I lost it. It's gone.
No. You
Nope,
continue
it's gone.
your story.
I
and
can't do. I'm
don't
not
whine like
professional.
a.
Maybe in show
mean-
51 I could rebound, but I can't rebound yet in show 6. I don't remember what.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Mark and George Show. Thank you so much for giving us attention. I mean.
Oh my
Speak about blowing it. Okay, hit me up. Come on. What did you want me to do on the Discord for
Nothing.
the 5th?
No, we'll get back to the Discord in a second. I will finish what I was saying just for the respect of the audience. that might have cared what I was saying about. I mean, it's okay. Mark doesn't care, but you guys might. Basically, for the first 2 weeks, I was changing the diapers for 2 weeks. And so it was a much more intimate experience for me. I didn't feel like an invader. I felt like this is all I have to do in my life is take care of this baby. And my poor wife, really unable to get out of bed. I think it's nice, though, that I don't know what your tax situation is like over there. Maybe you pay 80% in taxes to get the government to give someone to help you out. In America, we certainly would never allow that to happen. But I have a topic. If you're ready, before we go to the Discord thing, I have a topic that...
Was that a question?
Yeah,
about healthcare? Healthcare question? I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? I railroaded through it.
How I get it.
I don't know. I railroaded through it. I should have given you time to answer. Go ahead. So tell me, what is the tax situation in the Dutch land over there?
I think that we all pay a little bit through the employer. So there's just your paycheck. There's a small cut in your paycheck. But I mean, it's a really small country. We've got like 17 million people. So I guess that makes healthcare easier to manage. But we have excellent healthcare. It used to be even better, in my opinion, but it's still pretty good. And it's just one of the things you get. I'm not even sure if you can say no. I mean, there's other stuff. You have to take your child to what we call consultation bureau, probably. Not really sure if that
sounds so communist.
That translates, but
you would bring your baby to the concentration bureau. Was it consultation bureau?
Yeah, and they check it for weight and size and just if everything's going okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was totally listening.
George.
I was totally listening to what you're saying. That was not
this is such a Scorpio. You're a Scorpio, and this is such a Scorpio move, man.
There was dust. I was just like, I was wiping down my soundboard. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
man.
you were. No, of course. Thanks, George. You totally killed my mood, man. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, man. Mark and George show. This is Mark. We're still telling a story. Meanwhile, George was still licking his wounds.
Look, man, I take the time on the Mark and George show serious. I gotta wipe dust off my boards.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You know what else you can wipe some dust off?
I'm waiting for the joke. I didn't want to step over your joke.
I've no idea. Okay, well, hurry up. Discord.
Trump.
What do you want me to do for the...
Discord. Go ahead and just get...
I like this show. This is one of our best shows, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if it beats the whole sex robot debacle, but no, this morning I actually made a pretty big faux pas. Like a really kind of...
Faux pas?
Yeah, it could have been
Oh, yeah, you've been studying French. That's true.
No, we say that in America, too.
Oh.
Yeah. Le faux pas. I made a mistake. Does that actually even mean mistake? I don't even know if that means mistake. Anyway, go look at what I wrote in the general room there this morning. The first thing I wrote. Just gonna read through that for a second.
Okay. It starts with me in the morning saying, "Woohoo! We got approved on iTunes." So, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe on iTunes if you have an Apple device or if you use iTunes on your Windows PC or anything else. Search for The Mark and George Show or go to markandgeorgeshow.com. Click on, what's it called? Like podcast directories, and the iTunes link is the first because it's also, for us, the most important. So let's see. The show starts at 9 p.m. my time and 7:15 p.m. George said, we have a show today, right?
Because you weren't there. Now, normally you're there. Normally you're there.
I will send you... I'm reading.
No, I'm saying.
I know.
The reason I wrote that was normally you're there. I know. Look, I was getting ready to dust my soundboard, but I decided to talk instead. Go ahead. Keep reading. So I said, yeah, are you there? Where basically, I thought I was talking privately, and that's the important part.
To our listeners, this will haunt you and I for the coming 3 episodes.
Here we go.
George will dust off his soundboard.
I will not. I'm not going to touch my soundboard.
Play more.
I will not. Go ahead. Well, my hands are right here. Go ahead.
Gonna take a shower. I almost sent you a pic. This is still George. 7:30 p.m. now. I almost sent you a pic of 2 nude Russian. Why didn't you?
Okay, here's the thing. It opened up the debate. Like, I'm like, could I send Mark a picture of 2 nude Russian girls? I was on Reddit, and I'm subscribed to a bunch of like perverted stuff, apparently, and not apparently, like actually, and it's just 2 beautiful Russian.
Apparently, I don't know what happened, but I was dusting off my mouse, and I accidentally.
I was dusting off my mouse, and I subscribed to beautiful Russian girls or something like that. Anyway, and I was like, if I had with normal guy friends, I would have sent this, but because of the whole sex robot explosion that came out of your mouth the other day, I thought maybe Mark doesn't want to see nude girls.
Well, it's not on the top of my list or anything, honestly.
Right, and I didn't want to offend you. But
well, that's
Melanie from Germany was like, "Please send me those photos." Just saying. Melanie,
well, she's a girl.
She appreciates it.
It's always it's nice when girls are, able to.
I don't know. Just let me know in the future. Just let me know. So if I come across,
is it okay to send me nudes?
Is it too awkward if I because I'm subscribed to these, Koreans, Chinese, Japanese.
I don't know. I mean,
Russians. I don't know how they come up.
Well, Russians are nice. Honestly.
They are. Yeah, I think that's
beautiful Caucasian people. Sometimes.
Yeah, there's a channel like Girls with Long Legs or something like that.
Okay. Here's the thing. Well, in last show I said I will loosen up, so I will loosen up. So yes, please, right. By all accounts, send me those pictures. But
right, cool.
Please do not send me Dutch.
No Dutch women,
ladies.
No Dutch women. Good.
No.
Okay, I'll unsubscribe really from all of my Dutch subreddits.
I mean, I saw a Dutch adult film once.
Mm-hmm.
And there was not, I couldn't imagine a bigger turnoff than hearing them try to talk sexy in Dutch. It's not a sexy language.
It's kind of like how I feel about the German accent.
Yeah, German is also not something on the top of my list.
Yeah.
But Russian, sure. Hey.
Russian, now come on now.
Nothing wrong with the Russian.
Nothing wrong with the Russian. Well,
okay.
Well, that was a very...
segue.
Yeah, we probably need to get out of that topic right there. All right, I did have some other gray zone news if you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
All right, let me go ahead and play this clip right here.
Speaker inside Trump's White House just revealed tons of new details about Trump's workday and how it doesn't involve much traditional work. 3 months of Trump's schedules now splashed across the news site Axios, which reports over 60% of Trump's day in these schedules consists of what's not generally considered work in the federal government. Open time, where Trump watches TV or lounges around. The White House has famously dubbed this executive time.
So for me,
oh my God,
that's gray zone, because if I was Trump, that'd be the same thing I'd be doing. I have a lot of executive time in my life.
Of course. Sit around doing nothing? No,
yeah.
First of all, I think that there's no office in the world that's probably as intense as the office of the President of the United States, because all of the presidents turn gray while they're in office. If they aren't gray already, I mean, like Obama, he started off with, just not a gray hair on his face.
Well, let's admit he was the greatest president in the history of this United States.
He was the greatest?
The greatest.
Nah, man.
Oh, Obama was
He's not even a legitimate president.
He was so great.
Come on.
He was the greatest president ever.
The grayest?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the greatest. What are you hearing? Are you hearing the greatest? Oh, no, I would never say that.
Illegitimate president, man. Wasn't even born there.
Well, as you know, Kenya is a state of America. I'm joking, guys. I voted for Obama twice. I like the guy. But I get how people could say he was the worst president if you're on the other side. I get that.
Yeah, but first Trump. And is this story true or not? Well, they pushed out the same story in the beginning where they said, yeah, he's only angry, he's only cursing at the TV, he's only sitting, But, I mean, media lies. And about Trump, they...
Yeah, well, you want to know my theory on this story is that Big Tobacco wants you to think that Trump's bad. That's my theory on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we've reached peak Mark and George show. Peak Mark and George.
I guess so. Peak Mark and George is when
a joke comes to fruition.
Scorpion mode, and your tail just starts sending out those old things that are just Don't sit right yet.
You want to hear my other theory about this?
I'm a Taurus, so I have very thick skin. Hit
My
me.
other theory about this Trump story is that it's probably just true. Not a big conspiracy, but I think that, of course, the news source that I just played is MSNBC, so I follow your logic. But I say it makes sense. 60% of your time, that's what I would be doing. That's all I'm saying. It's the gray zone. It's the gray zone.
I think if you're suddenly president of the United States, well, not suddenly, if you've worked your ass off to become president of the United States, there's not a second way you don't work. I think it's total bunk. It's such easy to say these things because, especially Trump, he keeps a lot of things private. But if you compare, like, for example, pictures of him, he's always working. But Obama, remember that when with his
okay, come on now, come on now.
on his desk.
Wait. Are you trying to tell
like
me? Are you trying to tell me that one side of the media hates Trump and puts out all the things against him, but that the other side doesn't do the exact opposite and make it look like he's greater than he is? Don't you think that the pictures coming out from the Trump White House showing him always working, of course, would show him always working? Why would they release bad photos of Trump?
No, but there are also people who just might be journalists might be invited to the White House to talk, and I just remember Obama with his feet on the desk, you know, trying to be the cool, fresh president, seeing so relaxed and laid back.
Wait, you don't think he was the cool, fresh president? I thought he was. Come on, he slapped that fly in that interview.
Douchebag.
Wait,
I think
because he killed the fly, he's a douchebag?
No, I mean, yeah.
What didn't you like about Obama? What's the number one thing that you don't like about Obama? Was it the putting the legs up on the desk, or was there some policy thing you didn't like about him?
He made me feel like
I don't care about your feelings. I mean, what are some facts?
Yeah, no, man. This is
like the drone strikes. Like I think he did too many drone strikes. I think for a man that got the Nobel Prize for no reason whatsoever, like why did he get the Nobel Peace Prize? He didn't do anything for peace. That's my problem.
Because of his color. Because he's brown. That's why he got the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's just say it like it is. That's really what I think. It's just over here they've got a term for that. I don't know if you have a term for that in the United States, but over here they call it positive discrimination.
Ooh, that's a nice term. I had called it reverse discrimination, where it's where you get nice things because of your ethnicity.
Yeah, he didn't do anything yet, and he got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, I thought that was
why
that really bothered me. I got to be honest. As much as I liked Obama and I voted for him, and the one thing I really also hated about Obama was I shook his hand at one of his rallies. He came to a place right near my house, and I walked over because the parking was ridiculous. But I went in and I got in the front row, and
well, still that's cool.
It was really cool, actually. But the thing that bothered me, and I imagine it happens with Trump too, is they had a preacher pray before he came out and spoke, and I thought, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why is it so religious? Why does it have to be religious? I really, really love the term separation of church and state, but then the politicians themselves bring God up so damn much. And one thing I actually like about Trump is I don't think he really believes in God, and I appreciate that. He lies and says he does, but I don't think he does.
I think he does.
I don't think he does at all. I know Obama did. I know Obama did, you know.
They say Obama was a Muslim, didn't they?
Yeah, but he went to Christian church for 20 years. I don't think he would have planned that out. He wasn't a Muslim. I don't think he was a Muslim. But either way, I would hate it. I don't like Christians and I don't like Muslims. I don't like any religion. I think it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I lose a little bit of respect when people believe in this fantasy that we've come up for how the earth was created and how, the way that we've explained this story, it's never sat well with me. I think, I'm definitely agnostic in terms of, there's probably something out there. I don't know what it is. My wife said it pretty good. She said there's something, but not someone. And I thought that was a really good. I actually asked her yesterday for the first time if she believed in God, because we don't have these discussions. But I think out of the 20,000 religions that we've invented, I don't understand why people choose one and think this is the one.
How about when people say I'm spiritual, I'm just not religious?
I'm okay with that. I think it's when you come up with details. Jesus did this and this guy did this, and then he walked on water and he broke bread, and when you die you go to planets.
For me it's a nice template. that in 2,000 years ago, when everything was different, might have been very useful for people. But I mean, Roman Catholicism wasn't the only form of Christianity. Christianity was just the most dominant one, and it killed all of the others.
Exactly.
It was the most aggressive one. But there were other ways of viewing spirituality, and there also. I mean, I studied religious sciences for 1 year, so I have like 1% of academic perspective on all of this, and it's really interesting to see how the early Christianity evolved. I mean, it was only 300 years after a supposed, start of Christianity that the first Roman emperor converted to openly converted from paganism to Roman Catholicism, and that's basically how the church really started growing 300 after the fact, after death. Well,
the thing about me is that the Bible is written by people that.
But I mean, in academic circles, I was surprised with how much interesting things they talk about, and there's a consensus that even the first book of Genesis contains two different myths of creation. There's the first where God created earth in his own image, but there's the second one where there's a much more, a very different way of saying how the earth, was created. And God said, "Let us separate heaven from earth," or something. And that's, I mean, I'm not really big on the Bible because I'm also not really a fan of. I don't really like believing things without evidence. So, I mean, I'm not a Christian, but it's very interesting to see how academics view the Bible. And they don't say, well, this is the exclusive word of God or anything. Because that's where belief enters. And belief is very strange because people who really believe in something don't, care about facts. And that's why I don't care about religion that much, because I care about facts.
And that's where I lose.
Because
that's where I lose respect.
It doesn't matter.
That's where I lose respect for people, is that they're not open to literally any other interpretation. And it's hard.
Why does it matter?
What do you mean? Why does it matter? Okay. In the end, yes.
Good God-fearing people.
In the end, why does it matter? You're right. It only matters when people are affecting you with their religion, right? There's a thing
when they want to push it on you, like, "Hey, man, you are not going to church, so you will go to hell." Well, that's the kind of judgment that I'm not welcoming or open to in my life.
It's just hard for me to be friends with someone that judges so much of what they do based on this old superstition, this old story. Yeah. And I can't do that. But like, I had an artist, for example, design a skeleton for one of the covers that I wanted. And it was a really excellent skeleton. And she said to me after that, "I won't be doing any more skeletons because I feel like it goes against my faith." And this is a person that has a hard time earning money and that's been poor forever. And I actually said to her, as we're really good friends, I said, "You will do what I tell you to do," is what I said. I said, "No, you're not going to let your religion take away from the money that you need, because I will pay for you to do things." Now, a skeleton is inside every body. So it's not like I was asking her to write the devil. It was a skeleton typing on a keyboard. It was not an evil picture, which I think I could be okay with her saying, "Look, I'm not going to draw the devil for you,"
But it's belief. And belief, when facts conflict with belief and people choose their beliefs instead of their the facts, then something weird happens.
Well, the problem is a lot of religion is based on anecdotal evidence that they've had. So to them, it's real, and I understand that.
And peer pressure.
The miracle that happened in their life.
There's a lot of peer pressure here.
Right. Peer pressure. I agree with. Yeah. Well, that's why I don't understand. People will say, "Well, my religion is the true religion." I said, "But why did you coincidentally choose the religion that your parents taught you about?" "Well, it's not exactly the same," and blah, blah, blah. It's the same. It's the same core story for the most part. And then you look at other people's religion and you think, "Oh, that's crazy," but you can't look at your own religion and say, "Well, that's crazy." There's a Mark Twain quote here that I was trying to get to. It says, this is a Mark Twain quote that I really think nails it perfectly. He says, The easy confidence of which I know another man's religion is folly teaches me to respect that my own is also.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, because I was just about to ask you, whereas, fact-loving people are, where's for us, like, for example, if we see a spacecraft, just a UFO, we say, okay, I don't believe this. This is too much for me.
That's the devil.
I would.
That's the devil throwing up fake evidence.
But
fake news, friends. Fake news.
No, but I mean, seriously, where are our own limitations for when do we stop accepting facts? Where I mean, if people who have religious beliefs have a point in their perception of reality where they stop acknowledging facts and stick to their opinions, then maybe all people have that, and we just don't know where our point of the same thing lies. So where do we stop accepting facts and hold on to beliefs? Because for myself, I don't know where that point is. Would it happen like when I see I don't know, some kind of space being? Would I say, okay, I don't believe this is real. I'm probably just hallucinating. Something like that, Yeah,
even my life, I have I think even in the first episode, I told a story about, it was in one of our shows, I talked about some story about me being visited by what I construed as some sort of alien presence, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, president, yeah, Trump. So for me, it was quote unquote real, but even I can say, you know what? I don't know what that was. How I perceived it. There's probably a mechanism in the brain when you have sleep paralysis that produces this phenomena. At least I can say, hey, it felt like that, but maybe I need to sit back and not have this overconfidence of what I think it was. Just because it happened to me doesn't mean my interpretation of what happened to me is the real thing.
Yeah.
Right. So you can have God in your heart. You can feel like miracles have happened. You can feel like things. You can feel that the Spirit of the Lord was in you. But you know what? That happens to people of every religion, not even just your religion. But Muslims feel the same thing.
Electrically induced.
There could just be a phenomena of the brain, right?
Yeah, well, it probably is, because there's like this device, and you can connect it to your scalp, or put on a helmet or whatever, and if it gives the right energy frequency transmission, then you get a religious experience out of nowhere. So it can be, of course, it is a function of the brain, but everything is a function of the brain. Also, the ability to perceive color is also a function of the brain, eyes in the brain. So, but they're still real. We all acknowledge that there is a thing such as color. So the other question is why we have such a mechanism in the brain if it's not real. It's also very interesting to think about.
Well, that brings up a guest coming up on show. Segue quick.
I didn't give you your.
I just want to, before we get past this, I just want to say, you can keep talking. That brings up our guest on the 20th show coming up, the God part of the brain. The author,
this is so nice,
Matthew Alper, will be joining us. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
No, I'm just making that up. Go
thanks, Matthew. But for me, my own view is the thing that is most likely to me is that if there were such a thing as a God, then we would live inside of God instead of God living like inside of us. Then we would all live in this omnipotent being that needs us to help.
What if the universe itself is God?
Focus. It's the same. Yeah. So I wrote this down because I thought, well, we'll probably talk about this in a show.
All right.
There you go. It's the very first show after I wrote this down. But it's the same as, does the seed live in the apple, or does the apple live in the seed?
Well, the apple certainly doesn't live. How does the apple live in the seed? The seed is smaller.
Yeah, but if you plant it and wait for a while, then what comes out? I mean, it's a variation on the chicken or the egg, but it's the same for me as, does the spirit live within the body, or does the body live within the spirit? Maybe it's both. That would
I think it's just as likely we live in a banana.
I'm not in a universal banana.
Yes.
Or the thing is,
in the end, in the end, these religious discussions, they're really kind of meaningless, because in the end, I always think, why does it matter? Who cares what you think?
For me, life is like a roller coaster. Everything might be possible, and there's nothing you can bring with you once you die. So I'm open to everything. I mean, for me, it's like, it's okay if UFOs pop up. It won't destroy my beliefs about the Earth. It's also okay if we're the only one in the universe. It won't destroy my beliefs. I don't really have rugged beliefs, because I think all humans are valuable. So there's not one person who holds the truth. So that means that there's probably truths are temporary things, and we build on those truths with new truths.
So my pet theory on this would be, I kind of have a belief that there's some power that we're not aware of that we can tap into, like we tap into electrons to create electricity, the power of attraction kind of a thing, where I believe that if we make motions and desires towards something, the universe kind of delivers towards that. And a pet theory of that with me is, what if that is the thing, that there is this sort of ether or something that we can tap into, but what if it's so powerful that whatever you really believe about the afterlife and about God, what if it carries on and it's real? So what if you do believe that in the Christian story, when you die, that's exactly what happens to you, and you'd be like, I told you it was true, but then when I die, I'm like, we're just floating in space and going from planet to planet, and it works for me. What if you're Mormon and you do get your own planet? What if everything is possible?
Where you get your own planet when you're a Mormon?
Yeah, there's something with the Mormon. I'm not Mormon, so I'm not able to give you the full account of that. But apparently, you get your own planet if you do things right. I mean, every religion's got their crazy beliefs, right? But what if it's all possible within the framework of the universe is everything you want it to be?
It could be.
That would be kind of
there has to be something that translates everything into your specific way of viewing the world, of course.
I don't know if there has to be something. Maybe there literally doesn't have to be anything.
Beliefs are like a filter for reality. So, people who believe in one thing, they will always filter reality through that belief system, and that determines their emotions. And for us, it's the same thing. So I'm open to anything. I don't really have beliefs I'm consciously aware of, especially toxic beliefs. They're like cognitive dissonance is when you have two conflicting beliefs. Like, for example, one belief can be everybody needs money but to survive, but the other belief is money is the root of all evil. And that are two conflicting belief systems. And the effect that has is that somebody might have problems in life with money because they believe that they need it, but also it's a source of evil and they don't want it to be evil. So they will have just enough to survive, but nothing more than that.
And how are you tying that to religion?
It's a belief system. And that belief system creates an outcome. So people who believe these two conflicting things about money might have, a difficult time getting money more than they barely need. So to live in a comfortable life, because money is the root of all evil, so cannot have too much.
Well, I think that leads
religion.
to
You have but to answer your question, it's the same with religion. People might have conflicting beliefs about religion, like you are take for example homosexuality. People believe that their religion says it's not allowed to have those feelings, but still they have those feelings. So it's a conflict between their religious imprint,
Well, even a bigger issue is that we were created in the form of God. So was God possibly gay also?
7%,
if you believe in God and you believe the word of the Bible, and it says that we were created in his form, but yet you're gay, yet he created you. Basically, he created you to be the way you are. So that's definitely also a good conflict right there.
Yeah, but then people give themselves, for example, the idea, well, he created me to work this out, or to...
he gave me a challenge.
He gave me a challenge.
Yeah, God works in mysterious ways, and you just got to have faith.
Well, yeah. But I mean, isn't that true that beliefs basically determine how you view reality? So if you have conflicting beliefs, that might, have the same outcome as what you call the law of attraction, or what somebody else calls the will of God, or it's all just the same thing.
I have a pretty big conflict right now. Just bring it back to a little bit of a lighter topic. It's a pretty big conflict. I don't know if you're interested.
You need to go to the bathroom?
No, it's like we're not supposed to really look at the cameras because we're a radio show, but I am looking at your camera, and the cord on your headphones is destroying me. It looks like you're going to pull your board off of the. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize it was that long. Thank you. Yeah, pull it down.
It's a curly thing, so it's just.
Oh no, it's still there. Yeah. Oh no.
I know I was something visual, but you should train yourself to not look at the camera.
It's just like it looks like your cord is gonna like pull your desk down.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither do
I don't have eyes in this radio only show that we happen to also broadcast to YouTube. For your pleasure, I will hold it in my other hand and just pull it right.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
There's no problem.
So I have other topics if we want to switch it up.
Can I just press a random button? There we go.
Okay, so
segue.
This was something I was trying to segue into earlier, but you wanted to talk a little bit more about the fat shaming.
Ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it now. I don't even worry about it. I've muted you completely. When I talk, I don't even listen anymore. I'm just kidding.
This guy, ladies and gentlemen, is my co-host, George at markandgeorgeshow.com.
We were talking about the beauty of birth. Both of us have agreed that's probably one of the top moments, I think, in our life. And yes, I did record I recorded one of my births, and I kind of regret not having the other one because it kind of sucks for the first daughter. We didn't record you, honey. But anyway, have you seen this new thing?
Doesn't it suck for the second daughter?
No, the second daughter. No. My second daughter has done this when she was younger. She's like, a friend will come over and she'll be like, "Show them my birth." I'm like, "No, we can't really show that. It's pretty disgusting." Okay. And my wife actually hasn't even watched the video. She cannot watch it and refuses to watch it. She doesn't want to see it.
That'd be me. No, I wouldn't want to see it either. I have a memory, and my memory is my sculpture, basically.
Well, I want to read. This is something I just found out about, and it's blowing my mind. And I learned about it by watching a Steven Crowder video, who I'm a big fan of. I love his videos, and this was like a really. Have you heard about these new abortion rules that we're talking about in America that they're trying to push? Where basically,
give us a rundown.
All right, so I'm going to give you the biggest shocking part of it is that they'll let the baby be born and then they'll abort it.
What? That's murder.
That's literally murder, right? So they'll basically have the baby come out, and then they'll talk to the mother. Well, this is what's wrong with the baby. Do you want to abort it? I think they might still be attached to the umbilical cord, and that might be.
Are you? I mean, yeah, I live under a rock, so I don't get a lot of this, and I stopped watching Twitter, so I get even less news now. But
all right, so it's called.
How is this not? This is.
Yeah, let me read it to you. Let me read some of the information here. So the law has 5 major consequences. Okay, it's called the Reproductive Health Care Act. Okay. It legalizes abortion past 24 weeks until the moment of birth. Okay.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
I'm not even kidding you. So it used to be, hey,
this is...
yeah, it's not a viable thing. It can't be. Literally, they're talking about until the moment of birth. It decriminalizes the death of any preborn child, meaning the murder of a pregnant woman cannot be ruled as a double homicide, which is how it's been. It legally makes abortion a fundamental right according to state law.
Are you kidding me?
And this is it allows
just a thought.
It allows licensed health practitioners who are not abortion doctors to commit abortion. And by declaring it a right, it follows
a neurosurgeon can now.
Anybody that has been kind of trained on it can do it now.
What the fuck is happening, man?
And when
this pisses me off.
Yeah, yeah. Now I am actually pro-choice. I've always been like, okay, it's growing in your body, but this really draws the line. A baby is a baby at 40 weeks for sure.
A baby is a baby after 1 day.
All right, well, it's a clump of cells.
Just because it doesn't look...
That's
it's a clump of cells that grows out to be a baby.
Let's not even have that debate, because this is where we both certainly agree that you can't have a baby come out.
I really am against abortion. altogether, but I see that there's a point where, people they cannot have the child. So, okay.
So, I don't want to open the debate.
If you make it illegal, fully illegal, then that won't stop it. It will just cause people to get like filthy abortions.
Like, I think there's a happy, unfortunate medium.
Needles or something,
right?
But
there's a happy, unfortunate medium. Obviously, right? There's always going to be people that believe that the minute the sperm hits the egg,
9 months, man, that's long.
Yeah, let's agree to that.
So, and then what? What are they going to do with those bodies? They're going to use them for stem cells or something, because. Science really needs that stuff.
See, I think the way the current law is, for example, in Mississippi, is it's up to 20 weeks, and I feel like even that's maybe too far. But I think it's like, oh crap, I found out I'm pregnant. There's no way I can have this baby.
Well, yeah,
my choice.
So of course,
let me get rid of it. But
not
it takes
40 like weeks. 3 weeks to be sure.
Yeah, not 40 weeks.
No, it takes like 3 weeks to be sure that you're pregnant, and there's
no, it doesn't take 30 weeks. It doesn't take 30 weeks. Oh, 3.
3 weeks.
My dad says this thing that I don't know where he got it from. I don't know if it's his original thought, but I like what he said. He said, I'm pro-choice. He says, I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice to not get my girlfriend pregnant. That's my choice. That's where the choice lies. Not get them pregnant and then not take responsibility.
Yeah, but some girls, they get pregnant when you sneeze at them. I had a friend like that.
You sneezed at her and she got pregnant? Is that the story you told her parents?
She told me about a number of times that she had an abortion because,
someone sneezed at her?
In my words, somebody sneezed at her, yeah.
I don't know. I was sitting on a toilet in a public bathroom, and I guess I just got pregnant. Oh. There actually was a story. I don't know if it's true.
Where are we going with this?
I was just saying, honestly,
is really a shocker to me because all I can think of is like the first echo I saw of my boy, and he was really active. He was bobbing his head, and I was like, oh my God, that's my son. That's so fantastic. So, and this was like after 5 weeks or something. So,
well, for me, this was in a section of my notes called "Stuff I Don't Understand." And I don't understand how they think this is an okay thing to do. I mean, that is straight up murder. And if you watch the Steven Crowder video on it, they're basically saying this one says up until birth, but this was like the baby's out of the womb, and they make a decision to kill the baby there.
Do you? I've heard how. I've seen on an echo image how abortion is being done if the child is still in the womb, but it's basically
they crack the brain, right?
The scissors enters, and first they cut the neck just with the scissors, chop, and then the arms, and then the legs.
Oh, that's right. They dismember them. That's right. I heard about
chop, chop.
And then the body is supposed to, and I guess after a certain point,
and then
the body
they take it out.
Yeah, they have to take it out, right? Yeah. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. I don't care.
We really need to think of this. How do we treat people and how do we value human life? Because this sounds like human life isn't worth anything.
Yeah.
Really sad, man.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Wow. Finally, the soundboard has high value. That's for all those babies.
Finally. That makes me very happy that you say that.
God,
Thank you.
Oh man, now you ruined the whole
anticlimax. I know. Back to real news. Did you know that? No, I don't have any real news. I got close, but I don't have real news.
I do have something that piqued my interest that I have 2 clips on. If you'd like to hear that.
Absolutely.
All right, hang on. I gotta figure out how to jump in. Let me figure out how to jump in.
George Trombley.
And next on sound effects from the 50s. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and
more of those.
I know you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery, but I get a lot of Star Trek news since I'm pretty big
Is it
fan.
Netflix?
It is not on Netflix. Oh, you know what? I think overseas it is Netflix, but in America it's CBS All Access, which a lot of people have been upset about because you have to pay to watch. I'm going to go ahead. So if they're being sued.
Is Discovery worth it?
I love it. And I think season 2 is better.
Play this under the fair use, transformative.
I'm not going to be playing a Discovery episode.
Oh,
I'm going to be playing that they're being sued for copyright infringement over the story.
Ah.
So let me play from, this is from a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Discovery ordered for Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery claims for frivolous lawsuit has no steam. Nice choice of words there, Anas.
Can I just
Yesterday, January
pause
8th, the judge had a
Why would I pause it?
I know that discovery is a legal term, but we don't have such a concept. So please, for my Dutch
Okay, so
listeners
discovery
and for non-American.
Discovery, it really simply said is that I do research on all the facts of the case and I have all the evidence. Both sides have evidence. They cannot hold back any of the evidence. They have to trade the evidence back and forth. And so so you basically have to discover what they have on you.
I see. So it's looking at the evidence from the other party.
Right. And now if they don't provide all of the information in discovery, you can bring that up later and get something overturned. And that happens a lot in murder cases and what like that, where it's like, well, the state had, for example, let's say the state knew that two people said, no, he wasn't there. There was this other guy with a yellow shirt at the crime scene, and they had this evidence, but they didn't hand it over to the defense, where the defense would have the ability to say, well, let's check this guy out. Right. So here's what here's the official definition of it. The compulsory disclosure by a party to an action of relevant documents referred to the other party. So they have to give all the information. So there's some good documentaries on Netflix where the state prosecutor had good evidence on the person, but also had conflicting evidence. And because it weakened the state's case, they didn't give it over in discovery. And that actually, eventually, when they found out the people were innocent.
Case thrown out.
Well, not just thrown out, but a lot of cases before DNA, where DNA wasn't a factor, where we didn't have DNA evidence, or we didn't know what that was at the time, there would be a lot of chicanery, a lot of not handing over things to discovery.
All right.
So let me, I guess, continue. Let me just start it again to make sure we get the full scope of what's happening.
Discovery ordered for Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery claims for frivolous lawsuit has no steam. Nice choice of words there, Anas. Yesterday, January 8th, the judge had a pretrial hearing in her courtroom with all lawyers involved. The meeting resulted in very positive outcomes that help find the truth and serve justice. The defendant's request to dismiss the case based on it being a frivolous claim was not entertained by the judge. Yes. And then he says the defense tried to make arguments that he said that he owned the rights to the real-life tardigrades. I never claimed that, and no, you haven't.
Okay, so let me explain what happened.
Tardigrades?
Yeah. So tardigrades are these little microscopic animals that can survive radiation, and they're like the most abundant form of life on Earth, and they're the most they can survive basically anything. They can live in the Arctic, they can live in volcanoes, they can survive on an asteroid. So they're pretty amazing. Now in the Star Trek story, they have this thing called a space tardigrade, and the space tardigrade helps bring instantaneous space travel. So this is the part of the story that they stole. I have another clip that'll give you a little bit of background of how it's impossible that they didn't steal it. Okay.
All right.
This is what I think is the smoking gun. And by the way, he's obviously pro the guy doing the lawsuit, so that's why he's reading it the way that he's reading it. And also, he's reading stuff from the website is Anostronaut, which is just an astronaut. I thought it was a foreign name, but it's an astronaut. Anostronaut.
Anostronaut.
Yeah. So here's the kind of
the touch my throne out, man. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a spoiler, but I mean it's kind of the whole basis of what they're doing in Discovery. But you would learn right away about this part of the story. Here you go.
The creatures in the game are huge tardigrades, blue lit and being the research subject by a blonde botanist, of which later will be used to facilitate instantaneous space travel. I've been posting development updates on my blog, Steam, AGS forums, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube since May 2014, and I have always engaged with comments and discussions with fans and friends. The defendants are trying to emphasize on the few elements from their show that were not taken from my work. We dug up an old case which has an interesting line. No plagiarist can excuse his wrong by showing how much work he did not pirate. That is from Sheldon versus Metro Golden Mayer.
Now, the really cool part about this is it's not only that it's a space tardigrade that facilitates instant space travel and a blonde botanist. There's another further fact. The blonde botanist turns out to be gay. It's literally all those facts combined say, hey. And then there's they show the characters from the game, and he puts them next to the characters of Star Trek Discovery. It's not just the storyline. It's even the characters have been lifted, the main characters of the show from this game on Steam, which was one of the most popular independent games. If you keep listening to this video, you'll hear that this game is, for an independent game, uber popular. So it looks like Discovery is going to probably have, I'm assuming CBS is going to settle for millions of dollars. They have really no option, do they?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't watched the show, so you don't know, but it's pretty specific. And
but I mean, if there's let's be honest, theft happens so much. You know, every new idea builds on an old idea anyway. So,
but this is not that blatantly. This is not that kind of a case. For example, you could say, and part of the argument is, okay, a captain on a spaceship in space, you can't copyright that, but a space tardigrade that's been enlarged and that facilitates instant space travel and is researched by a botanist that's blonde and has a gay lover. Come on. That's not a typical storytelling meme or a trope of storytelling. That's very specific.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like saying, hey,
this.
I can, you can have a captain in space, and then you can have a Spock-like character, and you can have then Data, a character. You know, there's certain tropes you can go with, but not all combined together into one unique story. Seems to me, based on what I've seen.
People have thought of androids before, but
just an android, of course, is fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody invented Data, Lieutenant Commander Data, and one of my favorite characters of all time, by the way. I mean,
well, you probably haven't watched the Orville.
Remember it?
If you watch the Orville, I think you'll get a brand new character that you love.
Oh, I like that. Well, I saw there was this other space show on Netflix. I totally forgot the name, but there was a female android, and I thought that was the first convincing female android for me. It's very nice to watch.
Can you give me a little bit of the plot so maybe we can figure out what show it was?
Really, I can probably figure that out. It was.
It wasn't the one where in the end. It's not just like a mad scientist and this AI android and a man in this large mansion in the woods.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't want to get too much of the plot.
Let me. Well, that's not it. No, this was. They woke up in a spaceship with their memory erased, and they. As their character developed, they developed basically.
I stopped watching that mid-season. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Forgot. There was also some space.
They found out that part of them were like criminals and whatnot, and they had like a criminal background. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I didn't even remember there being an android in there.
Yeah, there's an android in there, and she does the job. I mean, because at first I was like skeptical, like Lieutenant Commander Data kind of clone, but she really made a new character, and I thought she did it really well. And it was one of the reasons I kept watching, just to see what kinds of, because, there, of course, in any series that has an android that wants to be human, there are also, scenes where they actually like become human. Either they dream that they're human, or something happens that, like in a data infection that turns them into human.
Yeah.
Or,
funny that you said that, because the last episode of the Orville makes the robot character into a human. One of my favorite episodes so far.
There you go. I mean, it's
tropey.
It's turned into a cliche almost, because this is just one of the things you want to dig into when you make such a show. Hey, I just noticed that we're
at the 90-minute mark.
90-minute mark. So
this is
time for comments.
This is the part where we look at comments.
Yeah.
Danny Oviedo Alem says, abortion is just rewarding irresponsibility. I mean, I would say that abortion is not a reward for sure. It's not a reward. I get what you're saying. I mean, yeah, you're saying it's okay
justice is a little bit difficult there. Like, it's not just anything.
Well, it's not a reward.
It's like a human life, and no.
Like, you get pregnant, I give you $1 million. That's a reward.
It's your get out of jail for free card, is what
there you go.
Is.
I'll give you that.
That's probably what he means.
Yeah,
and that's true. For some people, it is. Some people are really easy with that stuff. And I remember there was this female physician on Twitter who was basically bragging about all of the abortions that she had done and that she enjoys doing them and that she doesn't care at all and that she, she was, of course, condemned by conservative Twitter. But and it was disgusting, her comments. But yeah, it's also really weird when you have actual physicians who are bragging about that stuff. Like, oh yeah, I do it every day and I have no qualms at all. I don't even care. It's nice if people can get abortion, stuff like that. To me, it was disgusting. But okay.
Danny also says, religion is more than just creationism. It's more about a set of values.
I like that.
This bothers me about religion more than anything, is that people that believe say, well, if you don't believe, where do you get your morals from? You know what? Without religion, I wouldn't kill somebody. I can imagine the empathy of someone losing their sister or their brother or their father.
No, but it's still, it's a legitimate question. I mean, it doesn't really, you don't need to respond hostile to it. They might really be curious. Well, if you don't have a religion, if you don't have this book with instructions.
I mean, that's an amazing question because I don't have religion, but I still have morals, and I'm curious, where do I get them from? I think maybe I get them from society in general.
Most people have this thing called empathy, and basically it has two sides. One side is do unto others, don't do unto others what you don't want done to you, and the other side is.
I think that's actually in the Bible. I might be mistaken.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it probably also existed before the Bible. So is it the Bible giving us these rules, or is it the Bible where we, codify the guidelines or rules that we already had?
All right, here's where it comes from.
More inclined towards the later.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. A command based on the words of Jesus in the Sermon of the Mount. He said in English, pure English, I bet. All things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. Yeah. I hate that English. It's bad English.
Anyway, we have the opposite kind of unwritten rule here because we live in a very dense society. It means that we don't have much space per person, unlike in the US where everything is big. But here, everything is very close. So our guideline is more like, don't do unto others what you don't want to have done to you.
What does that mean? I have no idea what you just said. Don't undo to others?
Don't do unto others.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, it means the one is treat others like you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. But the other is don't treat others in a way you don't want to be treated. So it's more like, if you don't want noise from your neighbors, so start by not making noise yourself. It replaces the responsibility more to you instead of to the other.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't want people to be, treat others kind because you want to be treated kindly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But here it's like don't treat others unkind because you don't like to be treated. You wouldn't
unkind. Like it would happen to you.
There's a difference of nuance.
That makes sense.
It's nice. I like that. Next comment.
Well, I wasn't really paying attention here. Melanie says, "Can you share the link to the abortion article, please?"
Yes, into the show notes.
Where do you have it? Where did I put that?
You had it, but Don't worry about that now. Just put it in the show notes for everyone.
Well, it's already in my. It's already in the topics, sources, and ideas notes that you have shared too. But I'll throw it here into the YouTube chat blog also. And that's the sound of me posting something into the chat blog.
It's way too long, so I like it.
Yeah. That's why you like it, because it's way too long?
This is George pasting a link. Yeah, it gives you time, to paste it without feeling pressured.
Cool.
Comments from the No Agenda chat room, absolutely zero.
So it looks like, midway through we had I think close to 20 viewers, and then it dropped down to 14. And I'm trying to figure out what happened. It dropped down to 10, 12 at one point. I'm not sure. We're probably sucking pretty bad right now.
Honestly, I don't care. I'm
first 50 shows, anything goes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have a very nice guideline for elites.
What's that?
Want to know what it is?
Sure, go ahead.
Do unto others.
Do unto others.
Are you playing? Jesus Christ! I thought I was the driver here.
That wasn't me. I don't know what happened. I don't know how that got in there.
Yeah, dust. Space dust.
Well, there was a tardigrade on my... There's a small tardigrade on my button there, and I just had to... And it jumped from button to button, and I was just chasing it as it went.
I see.
Yeah.
We can make the George and Mark show where you do the sound effect.
Like I said, I was just dusting off, man. Vote in the comments, people. Is the Asian Oriental song I'm playing better than
How can there
sound?
be dust on that stuff? Because you're always pushing it, so I don't see how there can be dust on.
It's true. It's true. So true.
Okay, anything else?
Maya Kuya says, posted a quote from Confucius. Well, you already trying to leave? We have a couple more minutes.
No, I want more.
Okay.
I could go on for 4 more hours. Probably not 4,
Confucius' quote was, "Do not impose on others what you do not desire others to impose on you."
That's pretty much it.
That's it right there.
Wat gij niet wilt dat u geschiet, doet dat ook een ander niet. Is the Dutch version.
Niet doen. Niet doen. Niet
Exactly.
doen to others
Precies.
what niet doen to you.
Exactly.
Right?
I like that.
The one thing that I know in Dutch.
George's first words in Dutch were niet doen.
Yes, and my last.
And you're really nailing it. No, precies. You can also say precies.
And perfect.
Perfect. Oh, that was it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could understand what Steven is saying when he says, "And now your turn, George," when I was doing the peekaboo game with him.
Nu jij, George.
Nu jij,
now
George.
you, George.
Nu jij, George.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Nu jij, George. So cute.
And nu ik. And now I.
Is there anything in the Discord? Because I can't actually access the Discord on
Discord. Let's see.
There's like 7 people joined in the Discord there. Oh, guys, tune into the Nick the Rat, the Nick the Rat show on Wednesday.
Please do.
Because me and Mark,
NickTheRat.com.
me and Mark made some bumpers for him, and that's going to be the debut for where they show up. NickTheRat.com. Yep. He's part of the Dark Sewer Network. We highly recommend if you're bored, got nothing else happening, be ready for some uncensored stuff. But it's pretty fun. Fun listen.
Discord is also a bit boring today.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, these are the dark years, right? I remember that first year of streaming where it was like no one cared at all.
Yeah. And now you've got 100,000 plus 110,000.
I have 112,000.
There you go. So I'm not worried.
Well,
and if one person enjoys it, then my job here is done.
Is it?
Maybe not.
You're just doing this for one person? Nice.
I'm just doing it for you guys watching this, enjoying this.
Melanie wants to add something to the fart debate.
The fart debate.
Yes.
Okay.
She says, George, Jesus Christ.
George, come on, man.
That's way.
Do you know
gratuitous.
how much hours I spent finding clips?
How much hours? Indeed.
How many hours? How much in our time?
I'm glad you fixed it.
Jesus Christ.
Your love is like
I'm
bad
Dutch.
medicine.
The fart debate, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I don't know. Was that the right sound clip for the fart debate?
No, I just played it, but you had to push your button again. Dust off your thing.
Melanie says, George, it's because the way your intestines are bent when you stand, blocking the gas. When you sit down, they straighten out, and the air can escape.
Oh, about in the car.
Yes.
Why do you fart in the car but nowhere else?
Yes.
Could be. Because probably you also have to feel very comfortable. So obviously your wife feels comfortable sitting next to you.
You know, I still feel like the third show is our best show. I really feel like it. Still we haven't topped that.
No.
Or is
No.
it the fourth?
No.
No.
Not the fourth.
It certainly wasn't this one.
Why not, man? Jesus,
know.
stop hating.
I need you guys to tell me in the comments, validate, was this the best or the worst? Or in between?
We said we won't care for 50 episodes.
I mean,
We won't care for 50
we won't care.
episodes.
We do. Do that one again? I have lyrics for that one. Good. We don't care. We do.
Nice.
We actually.
Mark and George Show. Visit us at markandgeorgeshow.com. I don't care. Just visit us somewhere. Just visit me at home.
Oh, talk
whatever.
about how
fine.
BitChute's doing pretty like unexpectedly good for us.
Yeah. Every time I look, we had at least one other viewer. I mean, you don't know if
It's
they
not a
just
ton.
clicked it and just...
I think getting 32 views on a show on BitChute is amazing because who knows what
yeah.
BitChute even is? It's a YouTube
apparently,
alternative. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, can you give me a drum? Do you have a drum roll, Mark? Because I don't want to ruin your. That's not a drum roll. Oh my God. Who wants to bet I
don't
can
have a
find
drum
a drum
roll.
roll faster than Mark?
Jesus Christ, man. Stop competing with me.
I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna find
Okay,
it
hit
using
me. BitChute. What did you want to know about BitChute?
Oh no, you gotta hang on. I'm trying to get a drum roll. Hang
Yeah.
on. That is not
Mark
a
and
drum
George
roll.
Show, markandgeorgeshow.com. We have 33 viewers on our latest episode. That was show number 5, the episode after episode 4, where I reflect on my rant in the previous episode number 4. We also talked about sex robots being a thing. Thoughts about our show. We talked about YouTube tweaking their algorithm. We talked about conspiracies and more. George, you're a little bit on edge today. Can I say that? Is this because I came
I'm
to the
always on
chat so
edge.
late?
Wait, here's the information I want to hit. Are you ready? Are you ready for the big news, guys? Ready? Here we go. We have 4 subscribers
Wow.
on BitChute, and 2 of them are Mark and George.
4 subscribed. No, I unsubscribed
Did you?
with
Why'd
my
you
personal
unsubscribe?
BitChute account because I didn't want to skew the numbers.
Oh, you're a purist. You're a purist. I think you should resubscribe so we have 5.
Nice drum roll, by the way. Did that come from your 9091?
No, that came from the site that you
Audio
showed me
folder.
early on, Instant Rim Shot.
InstantRimshot.com. Give them a visit and annoy your friends whenever you make a joke. Just hit that. Hit
Look,
that one. Okay.
I think
so
we
do
can
have
end. I
anything?
know you want to try to end. I just want to say about the
No,
being
I
on
don't.
edge.
I want to keep going.
On the
Really.
on the edge thing. I think I am a little bit. I think what I
made you nervous, right?
no
By not showing up on time.
no. I think for me, just getting real for a moment. Obviously, I don't even have a voice today, but getting real for a moment. I think when I start into something and I'm talking, and I'm right at, you've done it more than once. It's unfortunate timing. Right where I think I'm going to say that the fun part, you do say something. So that has been pushing me like, oh, fuck. We lost the stream a little bit. Oh, my God. See, it's like that. In the middle of something just comes up. You know? So
that stuff happens. But in a conversation, it's normal for people to respond.
Yes.
But it's not normal in a conversation to wear headphones. So I can see that the headphones and me talking into your headphones is very distracting. You have to keep following your own beat. Sometimes you have to allow to be interrupted. You also shouldn't assume that when I say like it causes your sound to be interrupted.
Because that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, I have to say it again because maybe the audience didn't hear it. So I think that puts me a little bit on edge. And I also think you got on edge today too, because when I do this, you're like, oh man, that's my job. But George
No, not really. No, only when I'm not even able to play one sound because you immediately feel the need to press that button again. But I'm really easy. I mean,
I think we'll eventually get better.
Yes, that for one. We always said this, the first 50 episodes are us getting used to how this podcasting life works. In our previous episode, I reflected on myself and I said I should be more relaxed. So really, I feel totally comfortable, mainly thanks to what you said after the show and in the previous episode. You really
I want to add one more thing to this.
See, but and me too.
Okay, go ahead.
There was one other thing. I know that it feels like I'm always interrupting you, but I think we both have an equal share of interrupting each other.
But I want to point out,
we're both very enthusiastic.
I want to point out, you told me I should interrupt you if I wanted to say something. But now this is real talk. This is like real talk. I interrupted you a few times where I thought you went too long, and I thought, well, I'll just cut in here and I'll say something. It doesn't mean you can't go back to it. It doesn't mean you can't keep talking. But there are times where I feel like you need to, we both need to give the other person a moment to talk. We need to give spaces.
Yes. Which is what I've been trying to do this episode, by the way.
I think we've both.
So maybe just not. Maybe not in the amount that you, or maybe it's just because I say and that's enough to throw you off.
That hurts me a little bit because it is. And you're right. It's in my ear, and it's like. It's like, it's like,
yeah, and you wonder how much is he going to say after this? Is he just saying or is there something more coming?
Yeah.
Should I stop my story now or should I continue?
Right, and I think you've been pretty good when I say you do keep going. You've been good at that. And I'm not saying we should get rid of the because I think that those are good too, you know. Oh my God.
Well done. I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, shall we keep going for a bit? I like this.
Do you want to keep going? I mean, we're at our 2 minute. It's going to screw up YouTube, but whatever. Should we keep going? I don't know. What do you have something you want to talk about?
I mean, we just got into it, and you say I'm on a time schedule. Have to hurry up for some reason.
I have no reason.
This is not true, by the way.
Honestly, when I book out the Mark and George show, I pretty much don't have anything else booked.
Yeah, same here. I'm not even hungry right now. I went to the bathroom before we got started, so I'm not in that kind of rush either. And I mean, just let's dance, man. Let's dance on the Mark and George show. We need to dance sometimes. Also, verbally and also in real life. Dance with me.
Okay. Was that like Romanian?
Like that? Huh?
Was that a Romanian
I don't know.
thing?
I have no idea, but it feels like something from Central Europe or something. Oops.
And you have all of these programmed into your board, right?
Yes. Well, not in my board, in my software. My board is just a stupid thing with 16 buttons. But I have like 12 pages of 16 things assigned. So if I can switch a tab to 16 different audio files. So if I press the same button, it just plays something different. I have a screen where I see 16 spots that correspond to the 16 buttons on my board. It's really nice. So I can zap through them. The only thing that's really difficult is remembering what each sound is.
Yeah.
So, but that's because I spent the whole day
or the timing
stuff. timing is something we will have to get used to, because sometimes we need to get interrupted by something. It's very important.
I don't know if it's important.
That's just what we do here. And sometimes, yeah.
I'm trying to think of any radio show that I've ever listened to where they just randomly throw up a sound, though. That's not related to what they're talking about.
It's not really random. It's more like segue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like that's debatable. If those were good segues.
Because you feel like everything that interrupts you is evil.
No, it's not true.
And has to be burned by fire.
Nope. Hey, if you the moment you give a good segue sound, I'll tell you.
Okay, well, that happened once. Jesus Christ.
I am
Nice,
going to,
George.
by the way, I'm going to be, I know you already know this, but in about 3 weeks, I'll be leaving and I will be out of the country. And I'm
Leaving the show?
Well, I don't know how easy it's going to be to do a show. We should probably figure out what time 12 would be when I'm in Japan. Alexa, what time is it in Japan?
The time in Japan is 6:56 a.m.
Oh my God. That would mean I'd have to do the show at 4 a.m.
I'm sorry, the time is?
Well, right now it's 6 a.m. or it's 7 a.m.
Oh.
Which means 2
No,
hours
we can
prior
find a
would be 5
different
a.m.
time.
Yeah,
It's
we might have
fine.
to
We'll figure
jump the
something
time up
out.
a little bit there. Just start a
That's
little bit
fine.
later. But for you, it's like 9 at night when we start?
Yeah, it's 11 now. Close to 11.
Which
Yeah.
would mean, so if we started at this time, this would be 7 in the morning. Might be a little bit tricky.
I would be, I think what is it now? 6 a.m.?
It
in
is
Japan?
7 a.m. right now in Japan.
7 a.m. So that is...
How late could you go? I mean, we could always...
It's 8 hours later there. So now you're 9 hours earlier and you'll be 8 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
So I could make it... we can do it like on Wednesday, for example, 12 my time or 11 my time in the morning.
We'll have to figure it out.
Which is 5 p.m. over there.
Wait, are we dragging out the No Agenda stream too? Are we actually...
That's fine.
Oh, man. I feel so bad because I feel like this is like really boring.
Well, we're only just close to the 2 hour mark, and I don't care if it's boring.
Feels
I
like me
mean,
when I
you know
ramble
what's-
on my live streams.
Well, kind of is. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So anyway, I will be heading to Japan and Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And then Korea is the same time zone as Japan, but I'll have a more stable location because I'll be in an apartment the whole time. Now, the other problem that I think we'll come up with that we've talked about testing it. Maybe we could test it on Friday or on the next Tuesday show, where I'll use my laptop and my little USB mic, and we'll see how close we can get to the real sound. Because I've got to really make a decision on what equipment I'm going to be bringing over to Japan.
Just your mic,
You know what I won't have?
not your board.
Won't have that.
Yeah, you've got a very expensive board with just one sound effect. Feel bad for you, man.
Melanie asks me, what mic will I be taking? It will not be this one. This is... right now, I'm thinking I won't take this one. But I theoretically, I might take this one plus my sound lifter and my
Sound cloud lifter.
I always call it sound lifter, don't I? Sorry. My cloud lifter. And then I'll take my H6, my Zoom H6, and that would probably give me pretty good flow, and I could also then USB into the computer with that.
Mm. Yeah,
But I think that's something...
that's true.
And actually, we shouldn't test it with a
possible.
live show until me and you have tested it privately.
Just test it, yeah.
Yeah. How about we set it
We're
up
not gonna
for...
test it live, but...
we test it for the next show. I probably would like to bring a
No,
microphone
why?
that I don't mind
We
losing.
don't have to test it for a live show yet. Let's just test it in private.
That's what
and
I
let's
mean.
Keep doing this.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
what I'll do is I have other XLR mics that are probably pretty good.
But
I would rather-
you purchased a special Samsung mic,
I did.
which is,
I did.
has a really nice sound to it. So
I don't know
why
how
not
loud it
just
can get, though. You
go
know, I
with
worry
that?
about that.
It's nice. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. The most important thing is content, not how we sound. I mean, I can turn my sound down all the way like this, and if it's something interesting I have to say, then people will still listen. Which is why our current listener count is probably not very high.
Melanie says I could hire a geisha to play an instrument in the background.
Ooh, bading badoom.
Hey guys, I'm coming from Japan. That is Mamiko behind the scenes playing the koto.
It does start to get annoying, yeah.
Well, I haven't.
That's just because you have one
listen,
sound effect instead of 400.
That's not a sound effect. I'm actually playing it for the record. I'm playing that.
You are really? It's alive.
Listen.
Oh, now that's what I call real.
See,
real.
This is what I've been working on.
Value for value, people.
I can do a triple.
Wow.
Nice, right?
Amazing.
That's a song I'm working on called Weeaboo Restaurant. No, I'm serious. You
That's
know
my
when
weeaboo restaurant.
You know when you go into a Japanese restaurant in a foreign country, and like you're waiting for a table, and then you hear them go like "Irashaimase, irashaimase," which is so dumb because they're
Never heard of it.
Yes, you have. You don't have money to go to a restaurant.
No, we don't have Japanese restaurants here like that.
You don't have Japanese restaurants.
We have one washoku. Official Japanese.
See, if it's run by
restaurant,
Japanese people,
really
they wouldn't do that.
expensive.
See, they wouldn't do that in a Japanese restaurant. That's where you have Weeaboo Restaurant, where it's people that want to be Japanese running a restaurant. Or, Irashaimase! And then you speak to them in Japanese, and they're like totally lost. They don't know what to do. Welcome to our restaurant. Irashaimase.
Hey, do we have? Sorry.
No, and I was just gonna say. I always like to say, 二人でお願いします and they're like, いらっしゃいませ like, 二人でお願いします いらっしゃいませ Yeah, they don't understand any Japanese.
Yeah, dude. I just earn a little bit of money here. They taught me this one sentence.
Arigato.
That's the one I.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato. See you next time.
Sounds like we're hanging up.
Other than that. Oh, yeah, no.
Doesn't it?
I mean,
when you say it like that?
Could be.
Yeah.
But we're not. We'll keep on
Much
going.
to the chagrin of the people that have OCD and
Welcome
cannot
to
actually
the
turn off the
marathon.
stream in the middle. They're suffering right now. They're like those people that they have to be hung up on or they can't hang up. We will. This is like a 24-hour marathon that they can't stop.
Yeah.
Mark.
This show is amazing.
Listen, Mark, for the 100th show, what do you think about us doing a 24-hour nonstop live stream?
Well, it's short. 100 show, 100 hours.
Is that crazy? 100 hours is too much. 24 hours. We'll start with 24
24 hours?
100 hours is ridiculous.
24 hours on the market.
How about we ramp it up? So on the 100th show, we'll do a special 10-hour stream.
A 10-hour stream. That sounds nice. We should do it in person.
In person?
Be in the you and me in the same studio.
So for the $12 that I've made on the Mark and George show, for the $12,
you made $12 because I didn't make anything.
Oh yeah, I sold naming rights to the 7th show. It's going to be sponsored by T-Mobile. I don't know if you knew that. The next show is called T-Mobile Live. Because I sold the naming
Mark
rights.
and George show. Oh, excellent. Well,
actually, you know what, Mark?
I'll sell my soul.
That's an idea for donors. A certain amount of donor, we could give naming rights to a certain episode.
Nope.
Come on. You know that's a good idea.
Nope.
What do you mean?
You can. They already get value from the show. They don't need to buy anything more.
I'm saying if they give more than that.
Nope.
Naming rights for a show. For one show.
Nope.
You drive a hard bargain, man.
Yep. Not going to happen.
You know what happened with that idea? Here's what happened to that idea.
You give one finger and they take the whole hand, That's how it works.
That was a bomb. That was not a bomb. That was horrible. I don't like that sound effect.
No.
This is why I need to leave it up to
sound
you.
Effects. I would suggest to test sound effects first. Just saying.
I was testing it.
Just saying.
I was testing it right now.
This is the Mark and George show, people. Getting closer every day to a good show. That's a joke.
Yeah. Dead air. It's nice.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I couldn't fill up the time when you were drinking your Heineken alcohol-free beer.
You said it's not really beer.
It's not. It's just it's like a facsimile of beer.
Because it's healthier than soft drinks.
Is it?
It has none of the sugar.
Neither does Diet Coke, so I'm not sure where you're going with that.
Well, Diet Coke has other stuff in it that beer doesn't have. This is the most healthy drink you can have. It's full of vitamin B. I read
beer is
my
healthy?
girlfriend, my girlfriend, she read an article, and it actually said that they tested alcohol-free beer for half of the group of athletes, and I think it was just normal water for the other half, and the group with alcohol-free beer performed better. I gotta look this up.
I'm looking it up right now
back
because
to you.
Okay, let's see. What I love about the sound effects you use is right before I get ready to say the thing I'm going to say is when you play it. That's the best timing. Like, I feel like that's
okay.
Your timing.
So
now
my timing is bad.
No, what I like is when I go, here's what I found.
Yeah, and then boom. Exactly.
Cool. It's cool that you found that right before I said it. It's not it's not demotivational at all when you do that.
Good. Get used to it.
Okay, so apparently non-alcoholic beer is good for something, winning gold medals. German Olympians got 1,000 gallons of the stuff shipped to them to Pyeongchang. So they drank 1,000 gallons of non-alcoholic beer in Pyeongchang. Apparently, it was not in celebration, but as an essential component to their training.
Yeah.
And seeing as how Germany is currently tied in the Winter Olympics gold medal count, all that non-alcoholic beer must be working, according to this article. Interesting.
Yeah, but no, I remember there was actually also it's high in vitamin B, I think.
Actually, it's the calories that they're loading up on, apparently.
Well, it's got this one has 809 no.
Is that Dutch?
21.
890. Is that Dutch?
These were all of the European languages merged together. 21 kilocalories.
There's only 21 calories in the entire can?
Kilocalories.
What does that mean, kilocalories?
Kilo is 1,000.
2,100 calories in one can? Bullshit.
21,000.
21,000 calories is like 10 days of food. You're reading something wrong. Something's happening, Mark.
21 kcal.
Just give me the zeros.
21 kilocalorie.
What the hell is a kilocalorie?
Kilo is 1,000.
21,000 calories. No.
Okay, ask Alexa
possible.
how much is 21 kilocalories.
Alexa, how much is 21 kilocalories?
21 dietary calories is equivalent to an energy of about 87.9 kilojoules.
Well, that cleared it up.
Answer your question?
No.
89 kilojoule.
I don't need... Okay. What's a kilocalorie?
Well, a kilo is 1,000, so...
Okay.
2.1,
hang on.
2,000, I don't know.
Okay, in calories. You damn Europeans with your stupid count. It is. No, you can't. No, that doesn't make any sense, dude. There's no way one can of beer is 21,000 calories.
No.
What is the name of the beer? What is the name of the beer? Heineken.
Yeah.
Heineken alcohol-free beer.
Oh, no, it is calories. Sorry. 1 calorie is the amount of energy that's necessary to heat up 1 gram of pure water with 1 Kelvin.
Only 69 calories is what it says. Only 69 calories per 33 CL bottle. I don't even know what's a CL. Damn Americans not knowing what things are. I am reading the comments, okay, Melanie? As an adult person, yes, Melanie, I'm aware that adult needs 2,000 calories per day, which is why I said that's 10 days worth of calories. Pay attention to the show. Oh, you were saying kcal. So 21 kcal.
Kcal.
Is not kilocalories, apparently.
Yes, it is.
Alexa, what's a kcal?
1,000 calories.
According to another Amazon customer, 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1,000 small calories. 1 kilocalorie equals 1,000 California. 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1 large food calorie.
See, that's
so
one large
kilocalorie
food
is
calorie.
1 calorie. Oh, there you go. This is 21. 21 in 1 can of beer.
I like how you're burping.
Real beer.
I like how you're burping with
I'm not burping. Oh, I'm
yeah.
burping.
1 kilocalorie is equal. I don't understand. I'm confused. Is a kcal and a cal the same?
Yeah, well, here, okay, let me show you the following
1 kilocalorie
page
equals 1,000 calories. So, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
small calories.
But
One
I don't know
small
what that-
kilocalorie
I've
is
never
equal
heard
to
of such a
1,000
thing.
small calories. 1 small kilocalorie, 1 kcal is equal to 1 large food calorie. So 1 kilocal is 1 calorie. It doesn't make any sense. Screw this calorie stuff. Anyway, this does not make me as fat as a sugar-containing drink.
Well, I don't drink
Okay.
sugar-containing drinks. I always find that like people like to demonize, Coca-Colas and whatnot, but I don't drink sugar pop. I drink all the 0-calorie diet stuff. Now, I have not heard anyone
I don't
say.
like that.
No, the only thing I've ever heard bad about diet is that your body might still think it's sweet and it'll make a response to it as if you were drinking sugar and you'll still
I
get
don't know.
diabetes, whatnot. But I've never heard anyone say this specific chemical in Diet Coke causes cancer. I would like to see
there
that.
is aspartame.
I don't think I have aspartame in my Diet Coke. That's a special version.
Because they took it out after much complaints. I
I'm
think
not-
it might still be in the original Coca-Cola Light.
Well, I'm not drinking Diet Coke for its aspartame. It's
There
carbonated
you go.
water.
So,
Oh, it is aspartame.
But I'm-
I'm sorry, I take that back. Apparently there is aspartame in there.
yeah. And the problem with aspartame is it creates an ethanol molecule in your digestive system. So it creates a methanol molecule, and that's poison to the body. So
Right.
it needs ethanol to neutralize it, which is basically alcohol.
So I need to drink liquor after a Diet
yeah, that's
Coke.
probably a good idea.
Cool.
Especially, I would, yeah.
I mean, I don't
Let's
drink at all,
see.
so I'm probably going to die from this Diet Cola.
You could.
I
But,
love Diet
I
Coke
mean,
so much.
I remember my mother used to drink it a lot, and she started getting bumps on her skin, like pimples and stuff, way
Ooh.
more than normal.
I get
and
those.
we thought that it's the aspartame, so she stopped drinking those, and they disappeared again. So if you get a lot of pimples, try
Well,
not to drink the
causation versus
aspartame.
I forgot the other word.
Correlation.
Thank you. That
I
is
knew
the
it.
causation versus correlation sound effect. Maybe that's what our show becomes, like sound effects that have no reason to be there, and that's what people get into.
You think too low of us.
Really? It's certainly not content at this point.
No, but people still. I mean, people massively watch barbers, people getting haircuts.
This I don't
on
understand. Do you
YouTube.
realize that my biggest channel video for Tissue Box is me getting a haircut, and I don't understand it at all.
You did it,
Causation.
dude. You found the niche. No, but this is true. I mean, there are videos on channels, and they have like their normal stuff, and then there's one. Hey, I'm getting a haircut here, and boom, it just explodes in terms of view counts. Yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't understand.
I
Someone's
would
asking.
not even watch that if I get paid for it. Honestly. Hey, here's 15 euros. Do you want to watch my video where I get a haircut? No, I'm good, thanks. Keep your money.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
I don't know, man. Okay, comment time.
Probably none
Oh,
of these
but-
people care to give comments at this point.
Oh, I thought that we're about to.
Melanie says that's a good topic for your next show. Why doesn't America use the metric system? Hey, we tried, but America,
Yeah.
freedom.
Try to convert. How many people are there in the U.S.?
329 billion.
And honestly, that you still
just made that
try. You
number
try with the temperature.
Alexa,
People are
what's the
starting to
population
use
of the United
Celsius.
States?
As of 2017, the population of the United States is million people.
Now, I said billion as a joke, but didn't I actually say 327 billion? I said 327, didn't I? Like, legitimately nailed the number without looking. I feel like I did, but I'd have to look back.
Yeah.
Hang on.
In 2017, the population of the United States is...
Too bad. Barbers, people getting haircuts.
This I don't understand.
Hey,
do you realize that my
that's
biggest...
me.
Hang on. Channel video for... I went back too far, never mind. I was trying to find where I said the actual... Yeah, whatever. Well, do you think I'm going to go to the Netherlands first, or you're going to come to Vegas first?
I need to flip a coin.
Because
on that one.
we definitely have to like set up a secondary mic for this to sound nice. Don't you think?
No, I can use your Samsung when I'm there, and when you're here, bring your Samsung. So
I can use your Samsung there.
You can use this mic. Because I don't want you to stop doing this show because you think your sound sucks. And honestly, myself, I don't care. So I can use your Samsung.
I care.
That'd be nice though, right? Having one studio.
I mean, it would be cool to be across from each other in an actual studio. But once I buy my my house, that's going to become
punch you.
You could we could throw things at each other, which would be nice. The moment you interrupt me, I just throw like a tennis. I have like a basket of tennis balls next to me, and the moment I'm getting ready to say like the climax of a joke or story, I'll just hold the tennis ball in my hand and be like, "You see what's coming, right? This is the climax. Either I'm gonna say it or it's gonna hit you in the face. Either way."
Every time you sit like this, I know to shut up. Okay.
You know what sucks is I don't think like even the climax that I was getting to was a good one, but it still got ruined. It wasn't even a good one. It's like too bad I was defending like a really good one.
I'm saving you from bad climaxes.
Yeah.
I'm totally owning this one immediately.
I'm fine with that.
I'm going to close up that segment.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you could play that jazz song and play us out.
I could.
I feel like that would
I mean, of course. I'm just so sad because we'll have to wait until Friday before we can do another show again.
Well, you know.
Really
did you buy that? Did you buy? Are you still going to look to buy that new piece of equipment, the big bottom?
Yeah, but maybe. But I have to make 10 shows first.
Yeah, we're 6 shows in, 4 more to go.
Yeah,
not so bad.
No, it's at least 10, and then I might.
I think we got to improve the topics, though. I feel like.
We will.
Our flow is.
We will. It's very difficult to really focus on stuff when you have a sick 3-year-old, feeling bad. So that's why I didn't make topics.
I'm not blaming
today.
you. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying that in general we haven't been doing decent topic, like overall like topic selection.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it felt I was doing the Davos stuff, and it felt like I was aiming too high.
I don't think I think the Davos show was good. I thought that was actually good. I liked that.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like that subject was really dissonant with the rest. Really, on a totally different level. Let's talk about something quite political and maybe not too interesting.
I don't know. I've been listening to other shows and trying to find out what their strengths are and where our weaknesses are based on that. You know.
And do these shows have production crews? Because that's also difficult. If you have
they do. I was watching the H3 podcast where it is very free flow speaking, but they have 3 people in the back that are all mic'd up.
Stuff.
They're all mic'd up like this, and if they need something, they just say something to them, and then they mic it. They say it back.
Yeah.
And they're researching it live. I think that would be amazing if we had like a live research team. Would that be nice?
I mean, I was doing it together with Iris, my girlfriend. We made clips together. We researched topics together. We wrote entire page after page of stuff that we could talk about. So, and she was looking for the clips on free will for you. She was doing a lot of stuff for us, but yeah, then we, show.
What happened?
Show after show was Sex Robot, and I was like, well, does it make sense to talk about sex robots?
Come on, now that's a little bit disingenuous.
Davos in the same. No, because it goes both ways. It was also, I own the fact that I was too difficult about it. So it's not that I'm saying sex robots is a worse topic than Davos, but it's both on the extreme end of the spectrum, probably.
I love how, like, unintentionally, sex robots has become a thing for this show. I just like unintentionally. Why is our show has every single episode had the word sex robots in it now because of that? Oh my god! They're
Because
called
it's a
companion
symbol.
robots. Okay,
Companion robots. Okay,
life
let's,
companions.
stick with that.
LC100 is the first model I'm going to buy.
Do you get my point, though?
I get your point. Maya Kuya says, "Want a topic? The toilet on the ISS is broke, and there was and there was 11 liters of water flowing around, quote unquote water."
Ooh. Wow. Well, don't really know what to say. It's just.
Could you imagine?
I mean, at least you can contain it. Probably just put
guess.
a bag around it. It just flows somewhere, like a big blob of yellow water.
Well, there's another problem I read about on the ISS was that somebody was sabotaging it and punching a hole into it, and they were leaking oxygen because of it.
You're kidding me.
Somebody unintentionally. Let me see if I can find that.
Sabotage is usually not unintentional.
No, I meant to say. I'm sorry. My English was bad.
You speak English or what? Huh?
Okay. Well, here's an article that debunks that, but it says NASA casts doubt on Russian theory that the ISS air leak was sabotage.
Oh, so the Russians said it was sabotaged.
Right.
You Americans, you want to kill us all, huh?
The breach
Even here in
detected
space.
on 29 to 30 of August in a Russian spacecraft docked at the orbiting station was not the result of a manufacturing defect, according to the Russian Space Agency, which says it is investigating the possibility that it was drilled maliciously.
That makes no sense to me. You're paranoid, even in space.
Could you imagine, though? You're on the space station and someone's trying to punch a hole into it?
Honestly, I cannot even imagine being on the space station. I wish I could. I have no idea. Looking down, seeing Earth.
Well, you can get in those airplanes that they go up in an arc and then they come down.
Yeah.
They come down really fast, and you're floating in space. There was a whole video down by the group OK Go that does. Have you seen that video? It's shot on an airplane doing that. It's amazing. You absolutely should watch
it. It's really
that.
expensive, isn't it?
Oh, I imagine it was. Well, they're known for doing epic videos, so I imagine. And that actually video only got
really
9 million views, and I was very surprised that it didn't get more for how amazing it was. I think it was only 9 million views.
Being really in space, in the space station above the planet, that must be fantastic. That's my number one thing I would like to do before I die. Honestly, sounds great.
The name of the song was
man.
Upside Down and Inside Out.
And
it only has 15 million views for amazing as the video is. Pretty surprising.
Well, it's a lot. It's my whole country.
After death, talking about, being in the space station, I would hope that after death, I would have the ability to explore the planet. I mean, that's why I like to write science fiction stories, because I can make up my own worlds. But I would love to be able to actually explore the next star over, even, or a few stars over, or even the other side of the Milky Way. That would be so amazing.
Yeah.
The only way to do it now is through
maybe that's
sci-fi.
what you said in your previous life, and now you're here.
Yeah, stuck on one planet.
Yeah, for one lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe we're all planet hoppers.
Well, I had that
would be nice.
In my story called on the Tissue Box channel called My Eternal Book, which is a new book written by God to kind of clear up, how we messed up things with the understanding of the Bible. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing.
What's this tissue box channel you're talking about, George?
Just my art channel. Just look it up if you're bored. But in that
on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Tissue box channel. In that eternal book, one of the things that I bring up is saying that we choose to live. So death is actually easier according to God. He says, death is nice because there's no limitations. But when you choose to live within the limitations of earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you fall to, the law of chance, that you might not have legs, or you might have cancer or whatever. There's the law of chance. And then there's also other people that can take away your freedom. And you, by choosing to live, you choose to take up that challenge. And then the people that choose to live don't remember what death is like until, again, they die again. So wouldn't that be interesting if me and you both chose to live? And
I think it's even a choice I made, something I realized already. Like, hey, if you want to make something of life, you have to, you can take life in two ways, basically. You can make it something that just happens to you, or you can take control and like choose how it happens to you. So it's the passive form of living versus the active form of living.
Oh, absolutely. So when are you going to go to Japan?
Well,
speaking of actively living.
Yeah, I don't know yet, because there's also responsibilities. And for me, it would be very difficult to go to Japan at a moment that, for example, my girlfriend cannot get a free time from her work or anything. Or if it would, cause me to not have any money when I return, I still need to be responsible. So I feel like there's always still time. And honestly, I'm not really looking forward to going alone, because I would rather go with my family.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun going with somebody, for sure.
Yeah, I guess. And
actually, it would be nice if you could go when your son could understand what's actually happening. Because right now, he would just be like, look at the ducky. He wouldn't be able to understand, wow. If he was 10 or 12 and he's like, wow, I'm actually on an airplane flying to an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That's kind of more exciting.
Yeah. So that's also what I'm kind of waiting for. I don't feel a sense of urgency. I mean, it's a place I would really like to go to, but the first and foremost thing I like is just the language itself. It's such a different kind of language than we are used to here in the West.
Danny gives a topic. I'm going to take his topic idea. I'm going to throw it into my notes, and I'll look up stuff on this, because I have some interesting things on teleportation that I would love to talk about. It's a good topic.
Very nice.
I'll put that down for the 7th show.
That sounds nice. Teleportation.
I do.
Oh,
I do say this. I would like to do more of the Art Bell type topics. We talked about doing stuff like that. I think that, everyday life is one thing, but I do love the fantasy and future tech type stuff.
Yeah, me too. In fact, you asked yesterday, imagine if we would have the 163 shows that Nick the Rat already made.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's a great website, nicktherat.com. And I said, remember what I said?
Yes, you said. I think that's a direct quote.
That was a direct quote, yes. I usually speak in banjo.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember what you said. I apologize for not knowing everything that you say. I know, right? I should remember everything you said.
You said, man, 163 shows. I wonder where we will be then, Mark. And I said, UFOs, aliens, and shadow people, probably.
Oh, you did say that. That's right.
To which I got no response. My heart was broken and I went to bed. It's not true.
Yeah. I think what I would love, and I kind of joked about having the author of the God part of the brain. I would love to have guests.
Yeah.
And I think what you said was right. That it's hard to do guests with two people, but I don't think it's impossible.
It's possible. We have another show on the No Agenda stream called Grimerica, and they have guests. It's very interesting, and they do it very, very well, in my opinion. Interview the guest, don't interrupt him too much. Balance who asks the question. Don't try to make your own point while you have a guest who is, trying to make a point. Stuff like that. They do it in a really nice way. But to go to your other thing about enjoying the Art Bell kinds of stuff and wanting to make more, I agree, and this is also what I feel. Like, it really excites me to talk about those things. But there's also something in me that tells me not to do it out of fear of rejection. I have a fear of being rejected by normal people. I don't know. Let's explore this for a second.
You mean because that they'll really label you true. As crazy?
Yeah, crazy, conspiracy theorist, that UFO nutcase. When I was 16, I talked about UFO so much that they gave me the nickname UFO Mark, because there were, of course, my friends had multiple marks because it's a very common name. So they called me UFO Mark because that's what I enjoyed talking about. But actually, they were still pretty open to it, and so it's just how this thing evolved, maybe from me not talking about it enough over the last 10 years. But there is no topic that interests me more than the idea of outer extraterrestrial life and outer space and that stuff. But also there's this side on our world where people who talk about this stuff do tend to get a little bit too
weird.
Yeah.
I think the people that they give names to the aliens, like I almost threw up. The Teluthians, the Teluthians visited me, and what the Teluthians want the Earth people to know is that they come in peace, and it's the Gramaxians are not like that.
I mean, as a study object, that is really interesting stuff to me. When people are convinced that they have been visited in their dreams, or when they are alone, or if they have an implant or stuff like that. I mean, some of it is like borderline schizophrenic, but there's also this percentage that you cannot prove or disprove, which is very interesting. There's this person called Nancy Leader. She is she says, and I don't say I believe any of this. In fact, I'm very skeptical about this particular claim, but just as a phenomenon, let me explain what it is. She says she is the only spokesperson for the Zeta Reticuli, the almond-eyed, small...
Whatever. People trying to grab anything to be special. That's what I feel a lot of these people are. Sorry. I mean, right away I discount it because it just sounds... The name that they give them is what bothers me. And the fact that she says she's the only representative.
Yeah, that's why I also don't believe in it. But as a phenomenon, this is very interesting to me.
I've always wanted to.
Also, she has. She says that she has an implant, which is different from what most people claim, that there's a spiritual connection. She says no, it's more like a robotic connection.
Yeah, but if you say to her, "Listen, we've set up an MRI for you." Or an MRI that can, we've got something, in other words, like an X-ray or something we'd like to see the implant. She would come up with a reason why we shouldn't do it or why we couldn't do it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I mean,
I am forbidden by the Zeta Reticuli cookie mookies that I'm not allowed, I will lose my status.
These are the Greys. This is the normal name for the Greys.
I just don't remember it. I didn't remember it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's very interesting because the first person who came out with a topic about the Zeta Reticuli type of alien pointed out that they came from the Zeta Reticuli binary star system, and this star system was unknown at the time. And researchers, cosmologists or whatever it's called, had to look it up, and they found it after the claim was made. So. That was very interesting. That's what makes it makes me curious about.
But I mean, that sounds to me like something they would say to back up their claim. But then I wonder if you actually did the research on it and found out actually no, that particular binary star has been known for 100 years. I mean, do we really know? Or are we taking their word for what they say?
But this amount of skepticness is why I actually I'm not sure if we should go into the Art Bell kind of topic.
I'd rather,
because you have to suspend disbelief for that to work.
But Art Bell wasn't only all about that. He talked about all sorts of things. Like he talked about sleep paralysis and what it was, and I didn't even know what it was until then. But then it would get into the realm of, well, what does it mean when you have sleep paralysis? It means you're leaving your body and you can go to other worlds and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Not that I don't believe that, because I, on my own sleep paralysis event one time, I did go to what I believe was another world, or my brain made me think that. So I get. But
he also opened up his phone lines to, if you are an alien, call the alien hotline. If you are a time traveler, call the time travel hotline.
Right. I remember the time traveler hotline.
And he suspends his disbelief, but he's also very skeptical to the caller. Like, are you an actual time traveler? Yeah, I travel a second per second. Okay, sir, you're abusing my phone line. Please don't call again if you only trying to make a joke. I want real time travelers.
Yeah, that was the strength of Art Bell, is that he would take it seriously and he wouldn't make a joke out of it. And it doesn't matter what position someone was holding, he would be very serious about that position. That's what I loved about it. It made for compelling radio.
How could we talk about it in a way that doesn't, discount things on face value, but just says,
of course,
well, could be, we don't know.
For the record, I wouldn't, to a guest face, say something like that. I think but
also with just the two of us, because I mean, we don't have to have guests, but just as a paranormal or as a UFO.
I'll tell you how you can do it. There's a way to do it, and it's newscasters do it all the time. No, I'm being.
Play the sound effect now?
I'm not. My hand's right here.
Okay.
Well, what happened? There's some dust over there. For me, what I've always thought was an amazing way to ask questions that are uncomfortable is you say, how do you respond to the critics that say blah blah blah? What would you say to people that say you're making this all up just to make money? I didn't say it. Mark didn't say it, but there are critics that have said this. It's not. Yeah. It's not. Punching them in the face.
No, I did that. And the first thing you said was, yeah, well, if you tell them to take an MRI, they won't. And it's a normal response. I'm not saying your response is abnormal, but it also is the kind of response that makes it hard to talk about these things.
No, I was being a dick right now for the record. I was not in that mode. I was just doubting that particular person. I was saying it would be nice if we could offer, like if we had a budget to say, hey, where do you live? Oh, I'm in Dallas. Well, okay, at the Dallas so-and-so hospital, we've reached out to, we have the doctor on the line right now. And he says,
of course, but that means that the focus of this is to prove stuff. And that is also what nobody has been able to do. So it would be
if they say they have an implant, that's viewable, right? We'd be able to see that. Now, my theory would be that if you say, let's do something to view the implant and prove your case, they would they would come up. They wouldn't even entertain getting that checked out because they know it's not there. They know it's not there, and any evidence that they ever provide would be their own evidence, not third-party evidence. And the minute you say, "Hey, here, let's get some third-party evidence," they would say, "Well, it's against the rules, or it's damaging, or it'll destroy it." Or
and for the record, I do think that this particular person who I talked about is essentially full of crap. Because there was so much that was said that didn't come to light or was changed after, for example, okay, the apocalypse will happen in 2008, and then 2008 nothing happened, and then we did this to catch all of the bad people by surprise or something like that, So it's like if something doesn't pan out, they change it slightly to make it interesting again or something like that. And of course most people do this stuff to get attention because they get attention. And if you make incredible claims, you will get attention from people who, from all sides of life.
Yeah, and people make predictions every single year, the exact same prediction, and eventually it's going to come true, and then they go, see, I told you I knew what I was talking about.
In fact, to the point where they say, well, Armageddon is going to happen, so we need to kill ourselves.
I haven't heard that. You mean these people that when the comments come
cults.
Yeah, the cults.
Yeah, the cults that say, in 1 week, there was this Japanese cult as well who had a lot of suicides.
Are you saying
that's one way how you can...
Om Shinrikyo? Or as they say in the American media, Om Shinrikyo? Whatever they say. They're the ones that did the gassing of the Japanese subway?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
They had a really good... We should actually talk about cults one of these times. Interesting cults would be a good one. I'm just writing down... What I'm doing is I'm writing down overarching topics that I think would be good. Teleportation technology. There's time travelers that claim to exist nowadays. Predictions that didn't happen. Big predictions in the past that people made.
Time travels also.
And interesting cults would be a good one.
But we need to figure out a way to be able to talk about this stuff without becoming too cringy.
We should come at it from a neutral position and not be like, well, this is obviously stupid for this following reason. Instead, say, here's what people say that support it. Here's some of the supporting evidence that might make you think, hey, and here's what people on the opposite
but the thing is, you can never prove it. You can never say, well, this is convincing enough, and you can never.
No, you let the listener decide.
The problem with this stuff is if you subscribe to one theory, you automatically refuse to accept. It's the same as religion. It's if you accept one thing, then you're automatically saying that.
Right. So I'm saying if we
cannot be true at the same time.
If we bring on the person
I don't believe
in
anything.
Sure, but I'm saying we can come at it from a neutral standpoint and just bring on someone like Art Bell would do and say, let them speak it, and then we just ask questions without being accusatory, without fat shaming them,
that's
without cult
what
shaming
I would
them.
Do. It's also not really a new. New thing to do.
Sure.
It's
responsible.
It shouldn't become like the Coast to Coast AM show when it was taken over by George Norrie. People started to call him George Snorri because he never asked interesting questions anymore.
He didn't ask the hard questions.
To his guests, and he didn't ask the hard questions, and he basically, it sounded like he was just doing other stuff or doing nothing at all. Sometimes you could, when his guest was talking, you could just hear him, like this.
On his mouse.
Clicking the mouse.
Yeah.
And,
Mark, how would you respond to critics that say that your use of the soundboard was a little bit egregious today?
Yeah, they're probably right.
And how would you respond to the critics that say the show probably went on 46 minutes longer than it should have?
Oh, critics are totally right.
That's how you do it. You ask. The way we would do it is we would come up with questions that keep the conversation going and just try to really our goal. Mm-hmm. If we bring on guests that have these kind of unorthodox thinkings, our goal would be, well, what can we squeeze out of this orange? You're basically going to say, here's this fruit. That's what I meant to say. You have our fruit on the show. What kind of juice can we squeeze from them? That's not what I meant.
I like it. Well, there's more to talk about, that's for sure. And we will do it for sure as well. But, maybe...
Well, we're not ready for guests yet, for sure.
No.
Yeah, we need to actually start exploring topics. Oh my God, I'm out of voice. I don't have any voice today. It's really weird.
You do.
No, but I'm losing my voice. Sometimes I'm hitting a note that stretches my throat, strains it.
Yeah, it's like when you get into puberty, the same stuff happens.
Purity? What's that?
Puberty.
Oh, puberty. Puberty. Yes, I'm getting near my 50th birthday in a couple years, and I'm definitely near seniority puberty.
Hey, should I...
You've been listening to Sweet Jazz 98.5 MAGS.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
We're leaving you wanting more.
All shows have to come to an end sooner or later. This one does not come to a full end yet, but we do need to take a pause right now.
I say we actually end it. What do you think of that idea?
End the whole thing?
Oh, I mean, I see what you're saying. No, I mean this show today. I thought you were saying I have to go to the bathroom and then come back.
Oh, no. This was actually
good time to end it.
A suggestion.
Should have been killed an hour ago.
Well, how about I play that one again?
Play it again. You're listening to the extended, overly long Mark and George show that should have been ended exactly 49 minutes ago.
Before it even started.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wouldn't agree with that.
Boys and girls, thank you for listening. We've had a blast. Did you have a blast? Please make your voice heard. Website markandgeorgeshow.com. You can visit us at YouTube, Mark and George Show. I wonder how you're even listening to us now. You can subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on BitChute. We're all over the place. Nobody knows why, but we
comment on BitChute.
Our next show will be, on Friday. That will be the 8th.
Hit the song again. Hit the song again. We're not done.
And
one more time.
Then we...
Our shows are every Tuesday and Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time.
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. European Standard Time. Visit us on Discord, www.markandgeorgeshow.com/Discord.
5 a.m. Japan time on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We just list every single time zone.
But most importantly, leave us a comment. You can also email us, mark@markandgeorgeshow.com, George@markandgeorgeshow.com.
Yes, that's your topic ideas.
Yes. See you next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.